the broken down, low rent, sleazy, double greasy pirate radio Nut Hut Studios, it's time for the very first...
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature, Mr. Beale, and I won't have it. Is that clear? You think you merely stopped a business deal? That is not the case. The Arabs have taken billions of dollars out of this country, and now they must put it back. It is ebb and flow, tidal gravity. It is ecological balance. You are an old man who thinks in terms of nations and peoples. There are no nations. There are no peoples. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West. There is only one holistic system of systems. One vast and immane, interwoven, interacting, multivariate, multinational dominion of dollars. Petrodollars, electrodollars, multi-dollars, Reichmarks, rims, rubles, pounds, and shekels. It is the international system of currency which determines the totality of life on this planet. That is the natural order of things today.
It's Friday night. Mine's Jimmy. And in to the microcosm is on the app.
I am here.
Excellent.
You know, I'm tripping out, man. It feels a lot like 2012.
I know. It does. It does feel like 2012.
It really does.
I mean, if it was 2012, we'd be heading to the bunker.
Luckily, I know where one is over here in Lanai at Larry Ellison's building, so we can just move on in there, I think.
Well, listen, a little bit later on, we're definitely going to run into the time warp. But it's funny because I'm seeing messaging in the chat saying there's a Richard C. Hoagland interview on Ground Zero, which is funny because I happen to have a clip. I found the clip of Richard C. Hoagland and his Elenin discussion. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I just love doing the time warp, eh? This is all a movie. Exactly.
It's always good.
I know. Well, listen, hey, good to see you. So, what's going on over there on the islands now? Is the volcano chilled out, or what's going on with that?
Nothing major going on as far as the volcano. It seems to be pretty chill over there. And then, or there I say the Big Islands. I'm in Maui right now. Yeah, we don't have any, they call it volcanic fog over here. And it's not too bad where I live. So that's good. It's a trip, though, that these things all seem to be acting up a little bit. And there's all this talk of very reminiscent, of what it was leading up to the whole Mayan calendar end date back in the day, where people are making these comparisons again. They're starting to talk about those very same things. It's like they can recycle, like it's a a washing machine cycle. It washes, rinses, spins, repeats.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Well, listen, the thing is look, we're going to be looking at some of these predictions and some of these. We're going to talk about some of these predictions that have gone on over the years. I mean, we've been here for many years doing this show, and really, seriously, most of the predictions that happened never came true. Did they? I mean, we're still here, unless somehow...
Very few.
Yeah,
very few.
Well, I mean, unless we're somehow all in purgatory. I don't know. I don't know where we are.
That's a topic for a whole show right there. Yeah, it is.
Rock and Rio, are we still alive, dude?
I think so.
I can't tell.
Check your pulse, man.
Check my pulse. I'm gonna put a mirror under my nose and see if it fogs up. That's Melvin Taylor. Yeah, man. So, so what's it looking like over there? Now, first thing off the bat, I want to just say now, did you see the meeting that went on earlier this week in regards to the Gaza Strip and the peace deal that the Golden Toad put forward with Netanyahu?
I heard about it, but not in detail.
Well, I mean...
I watched the whole thing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Now, Epic,
I did.
When you were watching it, what was running through your mind about Hamas? Were you thinking, there's no way these guys are going to accept this deal? No way. Right?
Well, no, what I was thinking is they had no idea this was even happening. It's just like they just mentioned it and like expected them to jump on board. Like it was just dreamt up, 12 hours before. And here you go, guys, accept this or else kind of. And it was weird, man. It was the whole thing with Netanyahu and the dynamic between him and Trump was very strange. And Trump's so tired and so like disfocused, and if that's even a word, it was really strange. It was strange to watch.
It was strange. And the thing is that most of the chatter going on in the alternative media was saying, there's no way they're going to accept it, so on and so forth. And then, and then there was the added bonus that the Golden Toad offered Netanyahu when he said, and if they don't accept it, then we will be in full support of, whatever Netanyahu was up to. And so, that was, to me, it seemed like a, pretty heavy threat. But I hear today now they're accepting the deal. Is that what's going on?
They agreed to negotiate. That's not the same thing.
So
that's what they said. They agreed to start negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
As they said today.
So now they haven't agreed to turn over.
No. They agreed to start talking about the terms.
No. All right.
Well, but no. It's what's funny about the Netanyahu thing was, whatever you think about Netanyahu, he's a smart guy, and he has the zeitgeist of America. He really does. He's a Nigerian, went to school here. He knows this very well. And what he did, he hijacked the line from South Park. It wasn't from South Park. It was from the commissioner, the FCC. I'm trying to think of his name right now, who said we can do it the easy way or we can do it the hard way. And he incorporated that in the response. So when Trump got done with this kind of rambling, he took that line, which was being made fun of the day before, literally the day before, and brought that in. The day before in streaming, not when it was actually aired. And yeah, I thought that was pretty savvy on his part, because the whole thing, if you go back and watch it, it's pretty unwatchable actually. It is rambling. It makes no sense. But yeah, I don't want to necessarily say kudos to Netanyahu, but you have to give him some credit for that. He played that very well. He seized on that right away.
Yeah. Well, listen, the world stage, the world is a stage, and the script is playing out in front of us as we speak, every moment of every single day here in 2025. And starting to wonder if we're going to make it till 2026. So
It's looking pretty sketchy.
So now, Rio, what happened with the rapture now? Did you get raptured?
No, I did not.
Okay, and I'm not sure.
Anybody did. I think everybody. I don't think it happened yet, Jimmy.
But what if our parallel universe people did? Like, in other words, our other altered selves, they all got raptured away. We're the ones left behind. So those 99,322 people that are out there living in alternate universes, they all got raptured. It's just us left behind. That kind of sucks. What if that's what happened? And we are in purgatory. What if that's what happened?
Well,
sometimes you just got to ask.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, if we were all dead, how would we know? I mean, if we were all dead, we just didn't know it. We're living in this world that we think is the world we were living in, but we just did, we just moved our vector just a little bit, and now we're in, wherever we are. I mean, there's no way to really know. Really,
we're all living in the Sixth Sense, right? We're all Bruce Willis right now.
Exactly.
And I have to make a button, like a little button we put on, like I like Ike. We're all Bruce Willis.
Well, let me ask you a question now. Did you see this video that came out? This AI video with the Grim Reaper and Trump and Vance and all that. Did you see any of that?
I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw the snippet of it.
What did it look? I haven't seen it. I heard about it. What's going on with it now? Because if it's worth it, I'll go grab it and bring it over here. So everybody can see it.
No, you can bring it over. It's kind of badly edited sound-wise, but it'll work. It's just basically saying that the shutdown. They brought it on themselves. The Grim Reaper is what's his name? Russell Vogt. And Trump working to cleave off all the dead weight of government spending and all that stuff in the shutdown that was given to him through 2025. Project 2025. Basically, they don't say Project 2025, but that's what it is, right? Because Russell Vogt wrote it, right? Main writers of it. So that's what it is. It just has them as the Grim Reaper, cleaving off everything.
Well, now,
so
listen,
theater of the mind. I don't know how well it plays on the radio, but
if it's not going to play on the radio, then we'll just leave it behind for now. Because I heard about it, like I said, but I didn't click on it. I didn't have time to look at it, but I saw it, and I mean, it's just things have just gone wild. Like I was before the show, I was scrolling back trying to find one of our other shows that we did a while back, and I saw a video from 10 months ago where we were talking about the dark MAGA transition team, and I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Because pretty much, who's going to listen? If the government shuts down, how about when it comes back online, it's got a bunch of AI people working in the old positions that used to be filled by humans? Because I hear that the people that are the Doge people are still there.
They are. And actually, I saw the the unscheduled press conference this afternoon with Caroline Levitt, and they are going to be pink slipping thousands of people, of unnecessary government employees.
All right, so we've been through government shutdowns before, and they always end pretty quick. So we never really dig into it to find out exactly what it is that goes on. I mean, are people's Social Security checks going to still go out?
Nope.
For now. Well, for now. For now, they will.
Okay.
Yeah, because discretionary and non-discretionary spending, so all the non-discretionary spending gets shut down first.
All right, well, let me ask.
So it's all that stuff. Yeah.
I got another question for you. Okay, what about government contracts? If the
those
government,
get shut down, that's discretionary spending. Yeah.
A discretionary spending is cut down.
Yeah. So
anything.
So whatever's in the pipeline already, like whatever's already started, like the checks are there, the cash is in the bank, or whatever, for next however long the schedule for, that's still there. But as soon as that runs out, there's nothing new coming in. So discretionary spending is all the things that aren't the separate taxes on our pay stub. Our separate taxes are Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, SSI, right?
Uh-huh.
And we pay a separate tax for those. Those are not discretionary spending. Those are taxes paid for by a totally different account. So those aren't affected. But things like the military, budget, things like, it's never Congress, is it? Like, it should be Congress, shouldn't it? Like, they should be the first people that don't get paid. So
what about supplies, like government supplies, what they need to keep going, with all these different things that they do, the different agencies,
No, like if it's TSA or FAA or the inspection stations, for whether it be the FDA, not FDA, the food inspection, agricultural people, also that gets cut. And TSA has to work for free. National Guard has to work for free. Military has to work for free. All that. So there aren't no new battleships being built that there were anyway. There's no aircraft carriers being built. None of that's going to happen until this is resolved.
What about expendables, things that go on that need to be replenished pretty much all the time? Just the things that you need. Like, for example, what about tires? What if the government buys a lot of tires? What if they had a contract, say, with
contract doesn't get paid? Nope, that goes away. Doesn't whatever money's in there right now will get paid out. So and usually it's a month or two, or sometimes a whole quarter ahead. So you don't have to worry about it right away. But that goes away.
So
that's part of what this does.
So all the companies that support the government, that have government contracts, basically whatever is in the pipeline is still there for a good 30 to 60 days. But then after
sometimes more than that. Like some of it's good. Some are even like 6 months ahead, but most of them are like a good, at least a month. If they run it close to the wire, they're a month ahead. Like SNAP benefits, for example, people get food stamps. That's a month ahead. So all the October stuff's already paid. It's already there. So they're going to get all that. But November, maybe not. That's how it works. What's messed up is the thing that you're bringing up is that all the peripheral people who depend on that have government contracts.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. TSA has to work without getting paid. They're going to quit and take sick days because they're not getting paid, right? FAA air traffic controllers are going to not come to work to start calling in sick because they're not getting paid. They have to pay a rent. They have to go work at Uber or something in the meantime. So that's what's going to happen. That's what happened last time. The reason the shutdown ended last time was that it was actually the airlines, and the airline companies really leveraged the government and said, hey, man, we're losing our ass here. Pardon my French. You need to end this thing right now because there's no
FAA and everybody, the guys in the towers and all that.
They don't get paid. No.
So this is literally. So if this goes on, what Rio? Do you know what the longest government shutdown was? Wasn't it during Obama? I'm not sure. I just remember when Obama was in. I just remember the national parks got closed.
Yeah, they one of the first things, national parks. Yeah. They're saying they're not cleaning the bathrooms or putting toilet paper in. So even though the park itself might not be closed yet, don't expect there to be any services. They said that right away, like yesterday. The thing about longest one, I'm not sure. Reagan, I think, had the last one, actually, because I remember going through two of those when I was working in my contracting job.
It was 35 days from the December 22nd, 2018 to January 25th, 2019.
So is that
now? Oh, we're trying to end the Affordable Care Act. They're trying to end Obamacare. Yep.
And that was under.
That was a thumbs down, famous John McCain moment.
Well, yeah. So now, Schumer was the one that started this with the budget and the shutdown, wasn't he?
Yeah, Schumer's a jackass.
Hey, I can.
Well, we all don't like Schumer. I think everybody could agree to that. He's the guy with Waco that those poor Waco survivors, the people who were out there getting shot at. He made fun of them and said they were all terrorists or whatever, and that wasn't true. And I'll never forgive him for that, man. I'm one of those people. I'm not one of those right wing, government deserves what it gets from Waco kind of guys. I'm just saying what he did to them specifically, the people who tried to escape or were getting shot on their way out, that was effed up, man. And Schumer was that guy. He was the guy in those Senate hearings who did that before he was the leader of the Senate.
Well,
I have voted against that guy, even for other Democrats who've run against him. Voted against that guy every chance I've had since for the last 30 something years.
So into the microcosm is not a particularly good fan of Schumer, apparently. Yeah.
I voted against him in every single election that I've voted in. I haven't liked him for a long time.
No, he's an unlikable guy. Now, let me ask you a question now. How are they going to solve this? Because they need 60. Don't they need 60 votes in the Senate?
Yeah, okay. And Congress isn't coming back next week because Johnson gave him the other week off because he doesn't want to swear in the new Congress. They don't want to have to vote on the Epstein problem. So he basically told them they'll come in next week. So, yeah, because they have to wait because you can delay till October 15th without swearing in the new Democratic congressmen congresswoman actually, who puts the discharge position for releasing the Epstein files into play. It's the 218th vote. So he's just trying to delay until the absolute last minute. So Congress isn't coming back till, the House of Representatives. So the week after next, he's sent them all home with pay on our dime while we're not getting paid. We're working on federal government contracts.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the Senate will be back, but they need 60 because of filibuster. Now they can do what's called nuclear option, like what happened before with judges and picks, for the cabinet picks, and say it's just simple majority. If they do that, then everybody's screwed because whoever gets in power next will just do the same thing forever in perpetuity, right? So you don't want that, but they're talking about doing that. So that because they run all three Republicans, that is, parts of the government, the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary, they can just do whatever they want. So they can end the filibuster, just make it a simple majority, and that'll end it if they want to. However, if they get voted out, guess what's going to happen, right? So there's that. So they're not going to probably do that. I don't think that's going to happen for the Senate. So they're at a standstill. And I think what's going to happen is they're just going to let it play out and see what public opinion says, because there's a certain lifespan to the propaganda from both sides. Like at a certain point, reality hits. So it's whose reality hits harder, the common person, I guess. Eventually, you're going to have to make a deal at some point. You just have to, It'll be the airlines probably again. It's probably going to be, because I have to fly back to the Big Island soon, and have to go to Oahu next week.
Now,
and it's going to get harder and harder.
Are you getting
flights are going to start getting delayed?
So then there's no friskers. Are they going to let you go in? I mean, you got the smart ID.
I have TSA pre-clear, so let me go in anyway. So that's
what I'm saying. You got you got a smart ID. Why don't you just mosey on in there?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I can fly Mokulele, which is a charter, so I can do that. But that's not going to help when it comes to the FAA employees that are in air traffic control. Because when they start calling us sick, they start delaying flights.
But don't the managers, do the managers jump in? I mean, just on the island, so you guys can bounce back and forth. Because, people don't realize, people fly back and forth on these planes all day long, right?
Yeah, it's like a bus. Like over here, it's like hopping on the bus. Exactly. You just go back and forth all the time.
Except sometimes it goes down, and if you're the person that knew about Obama's birth certificate, you might fall out and drown in there.
Well, right. There's no ferry, There's no ferry between the Big Island and Maui. So if you get stuck over in the one island, you're supposed to be on the other island. You don't have money for a hotel. It's going to affect everybody. It is over here even. You can't get back home.
Now,
I like all the islands, but I'm gonna get stuck without any money.
Well, there's a couple.
No place to live.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of them that you don't want to try to paddle to, too. You get sucked out into the ocean and never come back.
Yeah, between the Big Island and two places, Big Island and Maui. You don't get stuck in that channel. That you'll end up in Antarctica if you're not careful. And then the one between Molokai and Maui, when the has a huge, they call it the Molokai Express. That current will sweep you right by the island. Off you go, But most of the time, you survive that one.
Rock and Rio, how are you guys going to oust this Schumer? You got to get rid of him. Why don't you run for office over there?
Well, I don't know. But maybe he'll just kill over soon.
What was that? What was the one guy, the guy with the laptop, the boyfriend of the girl who worked for Hillary Clinton?
Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, Anthony Weiner. Have you seen these videos? Anthony Weiner getting confronted on the street.
Oh yeah.
No, but he deserves it. I'm sure.
No, but he doesn't.
Got a radio show now on over here.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, like daytime radio on.
Oh, this is probably a setup then. Yeah. The video I saw is probably just to give him some street cred or whatever. But some dude walks up to him and starts giving him problems. He's walking his dog. Started giving him problems, but he didn't back down at all. He kind of got a little bit of aggressive.
I don't actually agree with the guy, but what I've heard him talk about, and he's not as bad as people make him out to be. I don't think.
He's like Louis C.K., right?
Yeah, and that's
he is.
That's kind of saying something. Like I've heard his daytime radio show, and his politics are still quite left, and obviously, plays in line with the Democratic Party to some extent.
Yeah.
But I've also heard him push back on a few of the things, and he doesn't like Schumer either. So.
Hey, your volume's a little low. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a little low.
Yeah, it's a little low.
Push that up a little bit here.
Just a little low.
But I mean, not that I really have much respect for any politician, but I'll give him like his fair due, I guess.
Well,
yeah, if it wasn't for that laptop ordeal, a lot of people liked him actually. I mean, until he started doing pardon the term, dick pics or whatever.
well, could he be the
He was married at the time too, right?
So
I mean, that was the whole thing that got him in trouble originally.
What are you saying? He could have been the next Schumer?
Oh,
No,
absolutely.
Actually, Schumer, I think, is afraid of AOC because she's
absolutely, yeah, 100%.
she's talking about running and dethroning him.
Really?
And taking his spot, yeah.
Now, does she speak Spanish at her rallies?
Nope.
No, she fakes it. She puts on the Hispanic accent when she needs it,
Oh, I see. Like Hillary Clinton used to do.
She probably does speak Spanish, but
they're talking about the Broncos. Yeah. The Broncos to win.
And Hillary Clinton used to do that when she'd go in the hood to make a speech.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, I mean, we all blame everything on Hillary Clinton because, honest to goodness,
Kamala
the Democrats would not be in the problem they're in right now if it wasn't for her being elected or being selected by her staffers, the DNC, to be the candidate. If it wasn't for that, none of this would be happening right now. Just because it's her time or whatever. That was so effed up. What they did to Bernie Sanders was so effed up. Whether you like Bernie Sanders or not, he should have been the candidate. It was effed up. And we're paying the price of all that right now because of that.
Yeah, that evil witch is still causing issues. How many years later now?
I don't know.
But
I mean, they are literally crooks, man. I mean, they were bringing all that Colombian cocaine through Little Rock,
Right.
I mean, it's a matter of fact.
At least the Colombian cocaine was good cocaine.
Right.
On the Bush oil platforms.
They're all in it together. The entire CIA operation run by Bush runs through Clinton as well. They're the same team.
You know how I learned about that? I literally was walking. I lived in Venice. I was walking down the beach. There used to be this some dude who would print up his own little newspaper, and they were free, and he just stick them here and there.
Some of the best newspapers ever.
Exactly. Yeah. It was called the Venice Beach Head, HEAD. Yeah. I don't know who he was or what, and this is like back in the day, like before there was any, Alex Jones wasn't even there yet. It was probably Bill Cooper somewhere on the shortwave radio, so people weren't running around.
From Colorado, whatever.
I'm just saying.
Log cabin.
Yeah, I'm just saying normal people weren't running around finding out about all these connections. So it was a pretty cool. Maybe I've never looked, but you might be able to search it on the internet right now. Maybe someone uploaded some of those old issues.
Maybe I wouldn't be surprised. It might be there. What's interesting about this connection with the cartels? It goes back to Reagan, right, with the Iran-Contra deal in all the way north and the drugs for hostages and weapons and all that stuff to Iran.
Yeah,
I mean that it all goes back to that. But the cocaine, isn't it interesting that the cocaine was being run by through not say the Clintons, but through Little Rock and through that whole airfield there. And meanwhile, old George Poppy Bush, was running the opium trade. So the almost entirety of the Skull and Bones graduates from Yale, they're running on opium, and then meanwhile the other side was running cocaine, and both of those assets drawn from black money, right, off the books money, was used to fund CIA dark ops. I mean, isn't that interesting, right? Like the two are tied completely together at the hip.
Yeah, all the CIA money, or majority of it, comes from the opium trade, didn't it?
Yeah, it was originally opium trade, and it became the cocaine trade in the 90s, 80s and 90s, and that's where the Clintons got involved, allegedly, so we don't get in trouble. But so many movies and books have been written about it, that I think we can safely say it's high probability, right? That's true.
Whenever, listen, whenever I hear somebody say Skull and Bones, this is what I think of.
Because it's a very important question.
What did I do? Get off! Nobody ever get off! Get the f*** off me, man! I didn't do anything! Don't tase me, bro! Don't tase me! I didn't do anything! Ow! 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 Don't tase me, bro!
Don't tase me, bro.
Don't tase me, bro.
Don't bring...
Ow!
It's like the new "Don't Tread on Me," though, isn't it? Like you have the rattlesnake, and now you have the "Don't Tase Me, Bros" guy like vibrating on the floor. like the animation, that'll be like the flag.
That's
But it's not something to laugh at though. They did that to him on purpose because the week before, Bush was called out on being skull and bones, right?
right. And then
That guy died.
Yeah,
that guy died the week after, 2 weeks after that, or whatever, right?
I think the crisis actors go way back further than people think, and I think this 13 years ago might have been one of the very first crisis actor scenarios that ever happened, because no one ever asked John Kerry about Skull and Bones again after this incident. So we don't really know, but I don't know. I mean, it's like the greatest hits.
Me, bro. Don't chase me. I didn't do anything. Ow! 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 Ow!
You know what's funny about that? I'm sorry to laugh. It's funny because you know why it's funny? Is because exactly that. I've seen, not in person, but on video and with audio, a lot of people get tased. I mean, we all have at some point.
Can't
A lot of times
like
videos,
that when you get.
they don't scream like that. Exactly. And he sets it up with the preamble, don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me, bro. Didn't do anything. Don't pay.
I'm telling you.
Dude, you don't have time to do that. They just tase you.
No shit, and it was fake. And
Yeah.
and the thing is, they don't even have tasers in the sense where it's a shocker, where they jam it on your neck and push the button. The kind of shit that these officers have is it comes out of a gun. It's got 2 wires on it, and it sticks into your clothes. Right?
Yeah, it just drops you. It makes a clicking sound really fast. Click, 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 click.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Somebody should.
If you could hear him, you would have heard the clicks. Is my point.
Exactly.
Golden Eagle in the chats has accidentally tased himself the other day.
Well, there's
I'm tased and confused.
You shouldn't play with those toys, man.
Those Army surplus stores that used to be everywhere? You can go down to Army surplus and buy some shit. I don't even know if they still exist. I know there's one here in, on the Central Coast. And I went in there and I was, moseying around or whatever. And I was talking to the guy behind the counter and he's telling me about this bear spray, and it's, so he's telling me that everything that they had in there, all these like prods and all this bullshit, they all did to each other because they're sitting around and doing nothing. I guess that's what they do. He's like, hey bro, let me hit you with this taser. Bang! And I guess they sprayed each other with this shit. He in other words, the guy sprayed the bear shit on his other worker through a screen door. And he said the guy laid around puking and, he was immobile. He wasn't going to move. So,
yeah, that bear stuff is brutal, man.
Yeah.
It's not like, everybody thinks of pepper spray, like, makes your eyes water and you can't see and whatever. But
yeah, no.
The bear spray, man, that's brutal stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it can blind you. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't give financial advice. But, if you're looking for some sort of a non-lethal protection for you and your family somehow, if you need it, it's good, in case bear, who knows, man.
Well, I mean, I see bears on occasion, even here. So I'm walking through the neighborhood.
I'm saying I've seen whole sides of vehicles ripped open just so a bear could get a sack of Doritos. So you definitely want to, if a bear is trying to get your Doritos, you definitely want to
you want to have the spray handy.
Exactly. Exactamundo. All right, listen, there's lots of chatter going on about AI now making videos, because the quality of these videos coming out is literally just getting better and better and better. I mean, with every month that goes by, now there's a AI generated movie star. Believe it or not. I think her name is Nora something.
No, well, Carrie Fisher was AI generated.
No. This person does not exist in real life. This is exactly the scenario that we brought to the table a couple years ago, where they would create somebody completely out of the ether space, and that person would become a movie star, and they could make movies with that person, but they don't. They own the person. It's technically an AI agent. I can't think of this name of this thing. It's called. I'm pretty sure it's Nora something, or I can't remember. What her name
Well,
is.
it's a
Just
movie
search
looker
it.
without having to kill the models.
No,
That's what it is.
Search it up
Yeah.
right now. It was a news story that was on the news when I was walking by my mom the other night. She was in the living room watching TV, and she was watching a story about an AI actress. And I kind of caught the name, but I just really didn't. Anyhow, anything goes at that point. Literally. I mean, seriously, when do you see these celebrities that are on TV ever? I mean, what, you're going to bump into them at a store down in L.A. while they're, busting out to get a pastrami sandwich?
Tilly Norwood is her name. Jim.
Norwood, yeah.
Norwood, yeah.
Like
Norward.
Operation Norwood, by the way. Operation Norwood, yeah. Why pick that name of all names?
Well, the other one says Tilly Norward.
Tilly Norward. So
But
here you go.
Wikipedia says Norwood.
Now, here you go. I'm just saying, now why the Screen Actors Guild? What the fuck are they going to do about it? Nothing. Or could they? Could they say, no, this fake person isn't a member of the union? What about that? Can AI join the union over there, Epic Journeyman? Join SAG? Got to have a SAG card to go in there and make them movies, don't you?
You don't have to make the movies. Just have it to be a director, a producer, a cinematographer, or an editor, or an actor. But what if all those things are just owned by the studio? You don't have to be part of the union. That's where it's going, right? That's what we're insinuating with this. And yeah, I mean, if you want to use that other talent, you have to be a member of the union because the union has those requirements. But if you want to work outside the union, you make your own actor, editor, creator, which is what this is. I think it's inevitable, and I think the what's going to happen is there's going to be an actual a war, if you will, not a war of shooting war, but a war of the artificial against reality, where actors will have to prove their Freudian slip, I guess, their prowess, and then against something they can do it instantaneously, faster, based on a catalog of everything that's ever been, as opposed to making things, out of thin air like a real person can. So I think that's a interesting battle. I think that's shaping up. It's a bad one, but the actual fight is going to be interesting to watch play out, because I don't know, because I know enough about human beings. I think that the problem is it'll be like every other new technology. The AI will be so good at making whatever you want that it'll be like every new adopted technology and end up in the porn sphere. That's kind of what's being relegated to, I think. And then, the actors will maybe get their comeuppance again and be sought after as, thespians and as actors at a play that can do those kind of things, or improv kind of things in comics.
So what if you are an actor, Rio, and you know what, man? Fuck this. I'll just have someone make an AI version of me and just slip it into the movie. You want to use my AI version of me, whoever movie star you are, or musician.
It'll certainly eliminate the need for stunt doubles, right?
Right.
Hybrid override, right? Hybrid override. That'd be written in the contract. Imagine that you want to be, imagine an actor,
that's what I'm saying.
In the prime. And then all of a sudden what you have is part of the contract. You let them have your image. They can do whatever they want with it. But you have editorial override. If a line's delivered wrong, if you don't like it, you can actually go act it yourself.
Yeah, but what about...
That's what I'm saying? All of a sudden you can train the AI. That's part of the deal.
They're not going to let an actor get hold.
No, they're not. But I'm saying that would be the ideal contract, wouldn't it?
No, I'm just,
like if you sold your image.
I'm just listen. If you created the Epic Journeyman for a movie, okay, and you were already the Epic Journeyman, and you've already been in movies, and now you see what's happening right now. If you're smart and you're an actor right now, what you're doing is you're fucking making an AI generated version of yourself and copywriting that shit. Because there's some weird thing with this copyright thing going on, where you have to opt out or something, where it used to be automatic. Now you have to opt in. So there's a weird shit going on. And the other thing I would be wondering, and I have been wondering, is this AI skimming itself through all the private conversations that go on and all the things that are done and the creative shit that's brought to the AI to do, it just scrapes off of all that and creates something else out of it. Because listen, the way that it's set up is there's tonality and different things that happen within these AI generated pieces, and it knows exactly the tone of voice to use in a certain situation, this type of thing. It's really getting nuanced to the point where pretty soon you're not going to be able to even tell what's real anymore on here. And it's probably already there because metal.
It is vocally they have it beat. There's still some visual glitches that they're trying to work out, but
the 6 fingers and stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's actually been solved.
Yeah,
it's pretty well solved. That fat guy doing, whether it doesn't matter if you're left or right, they have different videos of the same guy. It's this really fat guy, is like a 350-pound guy doing all these kung fu dance moves and stuff in his olive drab shirt and his camouflage pants, and sometimes he's inside, sometimes he's outside. He's either training for ICE or he's training for, to fight Antifa or be Antifa or whatever. Doesn't matter, whoever's putting him up there. And the thing is, he's really good. Like, the only time you really get a chance, if you go frame by frame, you realize his feet get too small, like tiny kids' feet sometimes. And other times his like elbow moves in the wrong way. But if you weren't really paying attention at 60 frames per second, you'd never know. You'd never know that's not real. Like, you just buy it.
Even beyond AI actors now, there is a Italian filmmaker who is looking to use an AI director. His name is Levolino. He's looking to make the first film directed entirely by an AI entity, and the film's title is called The Sweet Idleness.
That's an AI name if ever I heard one. Levolino, like level up. Levolino, Mamma Mia, Mario, it's me.
Well,
yeah,
he's made a couple like big movies. This guy, so.
maybe it's legit and his name. I mean, but what's interesting about that is I see a new reality show kind of mentality taking place, where it's like Hunger Games, except the competition is between the AI and the humans, where the game show is such that it's the AI generated content against the actual generated content, and the whole idea is to train the AI the entire time. Right? It's like whoever wins doesn't really win. They just move the AI that much better to being complete and being better the entire time. But it's going to be a huge hit, because what's happening is people who watch TikTok in particular, I'm going to pick on TikTok here. TikTok, what happens is people are so bent over looking at their phones or their devices or iPads or whatever, watching these things, these little like video blurts from Max Headroom. That's what they end up being, these short little video segments, right? Mm-hmm. That it becomes reality. So people engage because they're engaged that entire time. There's engagements for a majority of their waking hours in a lot of cases. And the amount of free time they have is not spent at work. They're doing this. And what happens is they become adept at perceiving that as a form of reality, to where once you make that better and more 3D and more accessible and more constant and continuous, and you stoke that very kind of neurological receptor that makes people perceive reality that way, is going to become favored over actual reality, to where this kind of contest between the real and the unreal almost is irrelevant, except that people are still clinging on to reality.
Well, I mean, it's kind of already there, isn't it?
Yeah, Metal GT in the chats.
I don't think it's with like third world people yet.
Metal
I think that's where
GT in
the salvation is for the human race in a way. Is it? I hate this, speak ill of our own people here in the technocracies of the world, but the people who don't have access to that, they're still real, right? I mean, they don't have that yet, but they're more likely to be charmed by it initially at a greater level.
Yes, they look at the magic black box and see
the magic black box, right? But for those who maybe have built a little, been informed ahead of time what to look out for, maybe trained before they're exposed to it, maybe those kind of people will be able to be immune to it. I don't know if people who've grown up with it will ever be truly immune. Even though we're old school people and grew up without it, we have that context of having grown up without it. So we have that lineage where we can look back over the span of our lives and remember a time before it was here. But for the people who never knew it, never knew life without it, they don't have that context, do they?
No.
So how do we?
It's the same thing with a cell phone, right? Or
Yeah.
even computers. I mean, when I was a kid, Atari was like, the hot tech. But I mean, nobody nobody would even give that a second thought now, except for like people who are into retro gaming, right?
Hey, dude,
Retro
hand me,
gamers, yeah.
hey, dude,
exactly.
dude, hand
Kind
me
of
those,
recapture childhood.
hand me those 2
Essentially,
sticks
Missile
over there.
Command or Defender or something. Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Well, and life before cell
Hello?
phones, right? I mean, I remember life before cell phones. It was much quieter. That's for
It's
sure.
a great tie into 2012, isn't it? So if you think about it, 2009 is when the digital internet became available on the cellular information network. But it really didn't take off until the iPhone was released, and it really didn't take off until broadband internet and everything else was available post 2008. But you can make an argument that 2012 it was established. So maybe the world did change post 2012. We just didn't recognize it as what it was. That the artificial had usurped the reality. The actual analog reality was at war with this artificial one.
The digital reality became the new reality.
Yeah.
Uh,
And for the people who were born post 2012, maybe that's the epoch, if you will, a marker. Is that people born after that never knew anything different or never going to know anything different. So only people have a memory post, pre that. They're never going to be able to look at something as it comes new on the scene and have a reference to a time when there was no digital marker, no digital standard that was our reality.
Can you hear me?
It is our reality now.
Yes. Would you mute yourself there? I saw you talking on the video.
I muted myself.
Yeah. I don't know if you're talking to somebody on the phone or something. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, I was enjoying listening to your conversation, but I was trying to also interject in because I was asking if you guys had 2 sticks I could rub together because I wanted to make a fire. Rio, you're over there with the Atari.
Yeah.
Well, check it out.
You know what? I still plug it in and play it from time to time, and it still works.
Sweet. You still have your very same Atari from when you were a little boy?
Yes, I do.
Damn, look at Rio.
It's my
Those solid state cartridges still work. They do.
That's
They
why
all
they
do. Your controllers wear out. That's what wears out. The system doesn't wear out.
That's why they call him Rockin' Rio, man.
I still have my Commodore 64. Too.
I was also trying to interject about Metal GT in the chat was saying Sora 2 looks indistinguishable from reality. And he was also saying earlier that they're something that we inferred may happen in the future a while back, long while, that they're morphing people into crime videos. So they're making a crime video of a crime being committed and they're putting individuals in there.
Well, that's very possible too. I mean, I wouldn't put it past CNN to have a totally AI generated fake video of, the MAGA supporters going nuts or something.
There you go.
I would believe that.
There you go. And I mean, just think if that sort of got caught fire on the internet and people thought it was real, and they're like, "Wait a minute, these MAGAs are going off. F that, man. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Start a whole thing." That's what I mean.
That was the danger of TikTok. That was why they wanted to try to get control of it. Was that there's over 1 billion not Americans, only 330 Americans. Over a billion people on TikTok, and the idea that you could just have a viral, 2-minute AI generated clip, start World War III, and win people over in the propaganda war by showing images that aren't real, and get things started that way is too much. Like the idea about Sora, and I'm glad you brought that up, was that we talked about it during the show a couple months back, maybe a year ago, about how it's in VR too. Like those videos you see the examples of, you can watch those in VR. They're freaking awesome, man. They're really good. It's 3D. It looks real. Like if you have a good enough high resolution headset, it looks very convincing. There's only a couple things like the buttons on the one girl walking on the rainy street. One of the videos they have, like you'll see that.
When are people
they have more than one video, obviously.
When are people just gonna straight up fucking give up on reality? Seriously, I mean seriously. I'm not even joking. Because why? Listen, if you could be a character inside of some VR shit, where you're living in the Hollywood Hills in a nice house, and you're driving sports cars, and you got all this shit, and you're jumping in your ride and putting on your sneakers and going down the club, or whatever. I mean, why would you want to get out, wake up, and get in your Toyota Tercel 1995?
3 hours in traffic,
grind
every day.
Fucking work every day to go to work for some asshole you don't like, doing some shit you hate. Why would you do that, man, when you could pay $69.95 and just fucking lay in your room and just virtual reality it, man? Because seriously, I mean, what is it out there? It's dangerous. Watch out, Rio. Epic. It's dangerous.
No, Ronin.
I wonder, like, so I think that people, the younger generation, I'm a little encouraged. I'm a little encouraged by the fact that they've been so immunized from social connections in a way. Not immunized. I mean that's not the right term. They haven't been exposed properly. Like, a lot of kids are homeschooled now. They haven't gone to school. They don't have the kind of social interaction we did growing up, and so because of that, they don't have the social skills. It's hard enough being a teenager without just normal trying to develop social skills and stuff. And all of a sudden you have these people that are, the power was to go out, and we've lived through it in San Diego and Southern California and other parts of the country, hurricanes and whatnot, where you expect, society to collapse. They always think it's going to be the worst thing ever. And people end up barbecuing and eating ice cream because they have to empty the refrigerator and become friends. And I think in a way, I mean, the idea that we're going to go into the VR world or into the metaverse or whatever is kind of artificial. I think it's more like it's just something you do when it's a rainy day. Some people do it forever. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
it's more like,
if you were getting your $1,600 a month universal income, and you were laying in your tube that you pay, a couple $100 a month for, your comfortable tube.
Your subway tube. Yeah, you're down there just living in your tube. You got your connection and air conditioning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you got your internet, and you got your wireless right there in your tube, just blasting the shit out of you. And just every now and then you get up and go down the hall to the common kitchen, make yourself some top ramen.
Take a shower in the community shower. Yeah, exactly. It's like Starship Troopers. Yeah, everyone's just out there taking a
couple
shower.
Days a week. You put on a gray jumpsuit and go sweep down in front of the hotel.
Right, you don't have to have good clothes. You just trade with your neighbor. Hey, John, man. Sorry, man. I didn't get a chance to go do the laundry yesterday because it was I missed my laundry hours. Can I borrow your gray jumpsuit? I'll give you mine next week. Yeah, exactly. Don't have to shop too much. I think that maybe there's going to be a certain percentage of people, especially in the tech sector, that are the worker bees of the work sector, or the tech sector rather, that will embrace that. Like the people who are going and commuting or living in traffic rest stops right now to live and work in San Francisco, in Silicon Valley. They can't afford to live there. They can't drive 3 hours. They're guys living in those death tubes essentially right now. So I could totally see them embracing that. And if your parents did it and you grew up in it, why wouldn't you do the same thing? It's just life to you.
I don't know, man. I mean, as much as I get banged up where I work, I mean, I'd much rather be in reality,
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, it's the thing is not one thing just all the time, everything being the same. There's no actual thing to make you get up and go, do your thing or whatever. Because you can just exist in that false reality that you're creating with these headsets and
Well, I mean, even now already, like a lot of these jobs, work from home jobs are virtual in the sense of they're you do them from your living room on your laptop, right, with the camera and stuff. I mean, my sister works from home, and that's like that's what she does all day long is video calls with people.
Yeah.
And
she does.
It's only another step beyond that, right?
So,
well, not even. What about the virtual medicine? You go to talk to your doctor, and everybody's into telehealth, right? But how do you know the person on the other side is even a real person? It's just an AI generated, figure.
Exactly.
It's not even real.
No, it's an AI agent. I mean,
right?
Yeah, I mean, AI agent with a video, accompaniment. You know what I mean?
And that's a doctor you can't sue.
Nope.
But it might be a doctor whose diagnosis you could trust. I don't know. I mean, you got something wrong with you, and you go ask one of these large language models, and you're going to get a lot of information back that you could take to an actual.
Well, I guess that depends on whether it's Microsoft and Bill Gates AI.
I could see right through it. I could see right through it. You know why? Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Bad joke. Dr. Seuss.
I don't know, dude. Listen, it's just gotten to a point where, I mean, at this point,
I see
can
the
you
cat now.
trust anything that you see on the internet at this point?
Not really.
No,
I got
absolutely
some.
not.
Right. So, like, I'll have some video, some tape from back in the day. We'll play some later.
The
Well,
scratchy guys running around the baseball bases with the voice at double speed kind of thing, audio, right?
We're
Yeah,
getting.
here's where they running around.
We're,
It
Exactly.
really comes down to discernment at this point, right? Whether you think the video that you're watching is real or not. I mean, whether it be the cops busting a guy or a car crash scenario or a public shooting at a college. Maybe it is an AI generated thing, or maybe it is figured out, and maybe it's not real.
Don't tase me, bro.
How do you know it's not real?
Don't tase me, bro. Was
I
early
saw it on
on.
TV. I saw it in VR, man.
No, don't tase me, bro. Was some of the first AI generated.
Well,
I'm
like
just-
what you used to be, you could trust it if like somebody caught it on videotape years ago at their their Sony Handycam or something, because there was no real
Multiple
way to
people might have
fake
got
it
it,
back
yeah.
then. But now it's like you just tell the your web browser a couple prompts and it spits out a video for you. It's a whole different reality now.
Right. And now some of this scientifically proven fact that we're in a simulation. Now, all of a sudden. You notice that? You heard any of it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
all of a
2012 thing. It is a 2012 thing. It's funny, man. It is. Like it's all these things, like, all things that destroy the earth, whether it's going to be the great goo, the AI, or the simulation, or the reversing poles, and things we'll get into later, all these kind of things. But the thing that's funny is, like, this is the thing that's really starting to really grab on, is the idea that the simulation, like, we're breaking out of the simulation. Like, we're going to have to break out of the simulation somehow. But we're actually breaking into the simulation. We're creating the matrix. We're not breaking out of it. We're creating a way to get into the matrix.
And do you remember?
building it,
Do you remember back?
Yeah.
Do you remember back where this whole phenomenon happened, where everyone was calling everyone NPCs? NPC this, NPC that, NPC. Well, maybe there's something to it. Maybe.
Well, I'll tell you what. Some of the games I've played, some of the non-player characters are quite indistinguishable from the real humans playing the game on the other end. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's very hard to tell the difference who's who.
Yeah. Well,
There's a couple, man. Yeah, there is.
And it's funny because we had done the show and I wrote the paper around this these NPCs becoming conscious in the game.
Well, and that and humanity is getting dumber too. So, there's gonna reach a crossover point at some point. I think
At some point.
if it hasn't already happened.
At some point, we will reach the point of no return.
Well, that's the singularity, right? When technology is
Well,
indistinguishable.
Remember 2012?
Right.
That was the year CERN found the God particle, huh? And lots of people say that, whoa, something might have happened that year. I don't know. My name's Jimmy. It's Into the Microcosm. Hour number 2 coming up. We're joining Ground Zero Plus.
For forgiving y'all, and I turn to show. Ooh, there's more, one than lost. More hope for you to spare, and I was waiting. Don't you spend your whole life hesitating, and tell the truth. Shame the devil. There's more light than dark. Honey, shine down on you. Know yourself. It'll hurt you good. And baby, you'll make it through. This old world has had enough of people giving up. Yeah, 'cause it's waiting. Don't you spend your whole life hesitating. Come on, tell the truth. Shame the devil.
We're hot. It's Friday night. It's Ground Zero Plus. My name's Jimmy, and hour number 2 of In the Microcosm is on the air.
Meddled with the primal forces of nature, Mr. Beale, and I won't have it. Is that clear? You think you merely stopped a business deal? That is not the case. The Arabs have taken billions of dollars out of this country, and now they must put it back. It is ebb and flow, tidal gravity. It is ecological balance. You are an old man who thinks in terms of nations and peoples. There are no nations. There are no peoples. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West. There is only one holistic system of systems. One vast and immane, interwoven, interacting, multivariate, multinational dominion of dollars. Petrodollars, electrodollars, multi-dollars, Reichmarks, rims, rubles, pounds, and shekels. It is the international system of currency which determines the totality of life on this planet. That is the natural.
Oh yeah. All right, well, hey, it's into the microcosm. It's Ground Zero Plus, hour number 2. And we're going to be time warping tonight back to 2012. I'm sitting here with the illustrious Epic Journeyman, super cool Rock and Reel, and my name's Jimmy. And that is the Aerosmith in their prime from the Get Your Wings LP. There they go. In their prime. Frozen in time. You know, we were just talking about, before you guys got here, we were just talking about these new AI generated movies. And hey, you can just, you know, Aerosmith can, you know, do more videos when they were in their prime. They can just kick it. We're also talking about how if you are Aerosmith, maybe you see what's going on right now, and what you do is you go ahead and have your own AI generated self-made and copyrighted before anybody else does. You know, kind of like I don't know. You guys remember this service where, you know, you put your DNA in there, and then they tell you, you know, hey, you go back, you know, you're in a you know, a king of some land far, far away. Am I here all by myself, real? Are you guys here?
I am here.
Where's the Epic Journeyman at?
I don't know.
Where the hell did he go? Nobody knows. He fell into the 2012 hole.
Oh, there he is, I think.
Well, bring him on in, because there's a lot to 2012. And, you know, it's not just 2012 in itself, but let me finish up with what I was saying about these actors and these musicians and anybody else. You can create an AI agent for yourself and have a video presentation that goes along with it. A lot of people are doing it already, and pretty much it's indistinguishable between, you know, at this point. So, I mean, there's going to have to be some sort of positive ID to make sure that that's you from now on, right? Epic Journeyman. You can't just. You know,
Yeah. You got to have your. I'm back from afar. I had to fight my AI agent over there, who's fighting my artificial agent, and I came out ahead. But I'm telling you,
I don't know if you saw, but in England, they actually mandate it now. They said that it was going to be passed into law by the end of the current Parliament session, or whatever it was. You will have a digital ID.
well,
yeah, there's a big fight about that.
Or you will. He said you will have a digital ID, or you will not work.
The one login, yeah, it's terrible. It's a terrible idea. Yep.
well,
Which we're trying to fight. It is. I mean, it's all coming to that. Everything we're doing right now is all about that. The one login for everything. You know,
it has to be.
That's it.
You know, because it's such a hassle to even go to the grocery store. And it's like every time you have to go to one of these quick marts or whatever, and you putting in your credit card number or whatever, you're putting in your password. It's like there's, you know, you have to look at it and make sure it's not one of these phishing machines, and then you got to remember that you're on video.
But they can look at what you're typing in.
I'm just saying,
these keystroke monitors. Yeah,
I'm just saying, you're on video. They could just there's supposed to be a cover over where your fingers are. So I mean, every time I put my password in, I lean forward and put the brim of my hat over the top of the pad. I mean, I literally do it every time. And it's for that reason. You know, you never know. I'm just saying. So people, it's difficult. And so people will want, look at every time I've been in a drive-through and I see somebody hang their phone out and the guy inside just goes boop and scans his phone. I thought to myself, look how easy that was to get people to do that. I mean, that was
at
pretty.
the airport.
That was pretty easy to get people to just put all their shit on their phone and just hang it out the window and go boop and have their coffee and get their coffee. You know. So here's the thing, you don't want to hang your phone out anymore. You're not. That's not cool. I mean, that's like generation.
It's the 20th century.
Generation X shit or whatever. They're hanging their phone out the window. You know, Gen Z, they don't do that. They just go whoop whoop, and that's it.
They'll have their little chip in their hand or whatever, you know, to wave.
Hey, you could get one of these AI actresses and actors that get popular. You can have them get the chip, and then you know,
they'll have your privacy rights in your login. Yeah, they'll do all the stuff for you. I'm telling you, like we've talked about the Hegelian dialectic so much, and this is a perfect example of what it is, because you're going to clamor for it. You prevent, you know, you cause a problem, you offer the solution, you know, and here it is. And people are going to do it. They're going to want it because we don't want people ripping off our credentials. We don't get our house stolen. That's new ads now showing on the internet everywhere. You know, the house thieves, right? You know,
right.
That kind of thing.
Because you're going into a completely electronic economy, and your everything will be on your number, and
you'll be begging for it.
Exactly.
Begging for it.
Begging for it.
It's insane. It's insane. And the reason is the hassle factor. It's just a hassle factor. Like I was thinking about what the name for that should be. Like hassle factor doesn't have a good ring to it. But if you think about it, it's like, let's say you have a certain amount of weights you can lift. I can lift 30 pounds, say all the time, do curls. Okay, that's your standard weight. You can build up strength and do more. Let's say the average person, 20 pounds is no problem. So from a man, let's say, so 20 pounds, no problem. So there's a certain amount of effort, like an energy marker that everybody has, like where you cross that mark and it becomes a hassle. It becomes too much to deal with. You just want somebody else to do it or not do it at all, right? And so like it's like doing a pull-up or something. So at the point that it becomes a hassle, whatever that is, it's more than lifting the 20 pounds. It's take more effort than it's worth for you. What's happening is every time you have to go log into one of your old accounts, use all the time. It's never been a problem to ask for your phone number and they want to send you a text message and all stuff. Get you used to looking at your phone. Why do they do that? So that you get used to using your phone, because the phone's going to be the hassle-free, go back to the 20-pound marker again, and it'll be that. And then eventually it'll be just, you don't have to have the phone, you won't have to have a device, you just have to have it on you. That's what it is. Right?
Well, it'll be your watch, and it'll be your ring.
Whatever it is.
It'll be the
biometric data. Just
remember those.
It'll be the button on your jeans.
Remember those?
Whatever.
It'd be a retina probably. Yeah.
Do you remember those ID bands that we talked about during the Michelle Pfeiffer incident?
Mm-hmm.
Stylish bands where they have people with sleeve tattoos in various sporting locations showing their ID band that has all your medical information in case there's an emergency. If you fell off that rock that you were climbing.
Well, maybe it'll just be a micro dot tattoo on the back of your hand or something.
Maybe it's already there and you just don't even know
walk
it.
by the scanner and it magically sees it, even though you can't.
It's already there and you don't know it.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me. I didn't do anything. Tase me, bro. Don't tase.
Don't tase me, bro. Here, go ahead, scan my eyeball. All right, listen.
It's just easier. It's just easier, isn't it?
It is. Look, it's.
I mean, that's what it is. And then once you like, if you go to the airport a lot, like I do, because I travel between the islands all the time, right? Like I fly probably at least 80 times a year, right? And so now you have all the retina scans when you go through TSA. They're right there, and it says you can opt out, but you still have to look at them, right? Now you can opt out, but it's still looking at you. So it's doing it anyway, whether you're actually authorizing it or not. It's still facial scan recognition, still doing the retina scan, still doing all that. If you just opt in, then you don't have to show all your other credentials. You just go in, right? And at a certain point, that's the buy-in that everybody's going to have. It's like, well, it's already there anyway. I'll just do it.
All right.
That's how they get you.
They got you already. They got you and you didn't know it. I just know that, doesn't matter. When everything you have and everything you own is attached to your ID, because it doesn't actually physically exist anywhere. Maybe it does. Maybe you tokenize your gold and you have a big safe. You got all these bars in there, like kings and queens, and so on and so forth. All right, it's weird, but I think I feel it. It's a time warp. Rock and Rio, epic journey.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Madness takes its toll, but listen closely.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to keep control. I remember doing the time war, drinking those moments when the blackness would hit me and the void would be calling. Let's do the time war.
Facing America. By tomorrow, all mankind, and we will be visible from the Milky Way as a tiny little puff of smoke. Have goosebumps, people. I wish you could see what I'm seeing, people. I wish you could be here with me. Oh, baby. Bring it on. Always remember, folks, you heard it first from Scarlett.
You heard it first from Scarlett. Woody Harrelson, 2012, one Yellowstone blows. Epic journey, Rock and Rio.
And been preaching it the whole time, right? Yeah, they go up there, there he is, in his log cabin with the radio.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. And I mean, it
was like a watchtower. It was like an old park ranger watchtower, right? Converted.
Yeah. So, man, listen, 2012, what a year. Seriously, what a year. Do you remember? What do you remember most? I remember most about 2012 was three things that I have on my mind. But I mean, what do you guys remember? Do you remember the CERN situation?
CERN, yeah, the Mayan calendar was a big deal, right?
Yeah.
December 21st, the end date of Time Wave Zero by Terrence McKenna. Coincided with 2012, the same date, right? And then it was the end of the cartoon.
And it coincided with the WebBot, same exact.
Yes,
thing.
WebBots from Cliff High and
Cliff High.
the other guy.
Yeah, nothing happened though, did it?
Nope.
Well, not that we know of. I mean, did we morph into another dimension? I don't know, but we're gonna look into it. But stand by. Listen to this.
Here's cause for concern that we've only got a year left on the planet. You've probably heard this, that according to an ancient Mayan prophecy, the world will end in late 2012. So we put our own Dr. Doom, Ron Claiborne.
I'm Dr. Doom.
Recently, yeah.
Now listen, I don't want to ruin your New Year's Day, but there may not be, friends, there may not be a New Year's Day 2013. May not happen. Archaeologists in Mexico have found a tantalizing artifact that mentions the year 2012, and that discovery is now adding fuel to what for some people was already a burning question: will the world end at the end of this year?
Behold, the end is coming next year. That is, if you believe that kind of thing. Here's another tantalizing piece of evidence. A brick discovered in the ancient Mayan ruins of Camalcalco that cites the year 2012. That's the exact same year mentioned on a 1,300-year-old tablet previously found among the nearby ruins of Tortuguero, with this intriguing inscription.
It's basically saying that the deity Bolon Yokte Ku appears on December 21st of 2012, and he descends and he performs a ritual,
which has led some people to say these signs point to December 21st, 2012, or maybe the 23rd, as Doomsday. In the movie 2012, that fateful day begins with California plunging into the sea, and then things really get bad.
Look at me, do I look scared?
We have, of course,
come on, man.
The Broncos.
I'm just
what do they accentuate? Here's the thing. They accent it like it's all Spanish, right? It's Mayan, man. They were there before the Spaniards, you know?
And the Mayans don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they do now, but they didn't then.
Yeah, listen. So now that was in 2011. Okay? That they were predicting the next year already. In other words, they were already starting in on it. Listen, let's listen to a few of these here. See if you remember some of this shit. Here comes 2012 again.
Bad year for guys named Armstrong. Not only did Neil take his final moonwalk,
for mankind.
we also lost a hero in Lance. The cyclist had been denying doping allegations.
They also lost a hero? Was that
Lance Armstrong anybody's hero?
No, I'm saying they should talk about Neil Armstrong died 2012.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
What did she just say? We lost.
No, okay, not Neil. Oh, yeah, you know what? Neil Armstrong, not.
Hold on. Listen, here.
And now our list. Number 10, Armstrong's career backpedals.
And yes, I won the Tour de France 7 times.
It was an all-around bad year for guys named Armstrong. Not only did Neil take his final moonwalk,
for mankind.
we also lost a hero in...
There's insinuation that he wasn't a hero. He walked on the fucking moon, didn't he? I don't know.
Well, that's up to certain speculation.
Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But this video seems to not think so.
But what about Stretch Armstrong? That's what I want to know.
What about
Inquiring minds want to know.
All right, listen. Here comes Lance. He's been defrocked.
Lance. The cyclist had been denying doping allegations for a while until everyone came out of the woodwork to testify against him.
Yes, I saw Lance Armstrong using drugs.
He was stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles, banned from competition, and lost sponsorships left, right, and center. Number 9. CERN finds God particle. When CERN announced they had probably found the elusive Higgs boson,
I think we have it.
they finally proved that smashing atoms together at high speeds was more than just a crazy expensive hobby. The implications of this discovery are far-reaching, so we soon might know why things, we really don't know. But if we were science nerds, we're pretty sure we'd be pumped.
Remember there was a whole ecosystem that developed out of the CERN hole? Remember that whole thing?
Yeah. It dominated the Mandela Effect subreddit for about 5 years. Yeah. It did. The LHC, the Large Hadron Collider, it absolutely was like it was splitting atoms, causing singularities, which are warping time and reality itself. And that's why these things are being misremembered, or when you say misremembered, for the people who believe the things they believe. And I believe a lot of these things myself, but that was the excuse a lot of them used to say that's got to be what it is. These parallel dimensions are being created every time it does these singularities and destroys the Earth. We branch off into a new one, right? Because the singularities are many black holes that destroy the Earth potentially. So there's a 1 in a million chance as soon as they fired it up that it happens. So the theory was that it's happening all the time, and as it's happening, our real selves, as we knew them, our progenitor self, gets destroyed, and a parallel one breaks off. And these little subtle, tiny things change every time that happens. Right? Now, do I believe that? No, but that was the theory for like 5 years running.
Caught in the loop, man.
Don't tase me. Don't tase me, bro.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me, man. I'm just telling you.
Don't tase me. Now listen. Do you remember Comet Elenin? Now these are. I mean, we're intermingling these disaster movies and actual shit that went on in this alternative media.
Wasn't Ellen in 2011? Wasn't that the...
That's when it started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going to Switzerland to see the CERN.
Hold on. They want to
that
talk
guy
about
can't
CERN.
really have a voice.
No,
That's
listen,
AI voice, right?
Listen, I dug back. Now, lots of people, there's people that do not appreciate Project Camelot. And I can understand some of the reasoning behind it. Like I said, I haven't spent much time thinking about it. But
that was the peak year of Project Camelot, yeah.
Yeah. And also, Richard C. Hoagland was on there. He was on there. And it was right before Comet Elenin was happening. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get these windows organized over here. See if I can find some of this stuff. It's all hidden because I have so many windows open here in the microcosm on Friday night. Ground Zero Plus immediately following Ground Zero and the Boys over there. The flagship show. All right, listen. I'm trying to dig this up. And I don't see it. But I do see this. And this is the Comet Elenin, Richard C. Hoagland here.
1 AU is the Earth distance from the sun. So less than half the Earth's distance, the closest it can get to the sun in this orbit is exactly on September 11th. Mm-hmm. Now you can say, okay, what are the odds a celestial object is going to come in randomly, remember, at any angle, any time of day or night, any distance, any year, any epoch, any century, and hit exactly that date, the date which is seared in modern human memory as memorializing terrible, awful things. So if that is a designed event, if this perihelion of this object has been designed for September 11th to memorialize the 11th, then you have to say, okay, who does memorializations of things? The guys who did the original thing. So in the model that September 11th was a bad guy event, and we're all kind of agreed, I think, among our panel, that, yeah, it was not a bunch of terrorists out of the Mideast. It wasn't Al-Qaeda. It was much more seditious and interesting and really bad. Whoever masterminded September 11th was doing it, then you back up and you say, okay, well, what were they trying to do? If you go back to what Keith and I have been working on, and Joseph and I have been working on, there you can see that September 11th, a la the world...
Comet Elenin is coming in on September 11th. What are the odds? There has to be some sort of intelligent design. Rock and Rio, Epic Journeyman. Comet Elenin.
Well, there's a 1 in 365 chance every year. Right? I mean, those are pretty good odds, honestly. If I could win $1 million for a 1 in 365 chance every time I played the lottery, I've played the lottery a lot.
Well, nobody's born on your birthday, right?
Right. Nobody else, just me.
I met a customer service dude who was born on my birthday, and he made a very strong point of the reason lots of people are born in September is because on New Year's Eve, their parents, celebrate. And then 9 months later, bam. Mm-hmm. So there is some people. There are dates, that'll coincide with some of that kind of thinking. Now, what about this whole Atlas 3 eyes situation?
That's getting more interesting all the time.
Okay,
actually.
so now it's emitting nickel gas that's not found in nature. This
Comets or anything like that, right? It's not an ice ball, right? And not only that, but there's like a whole fleet of other objects with it. Like it's not just by. It turns out it's not by itself. That there's other things like in information essentially with it. So when it came, which could be ejected from a supernova. Let's not, read too much into it.
I don't know.
Another galaxy.
I'm wondering if the whole 3i thing is an AI generated psyop.
It could be. It totally could be.
Well, apparently, I didn't know, but apparently, yesterday, from without 45 minutes worth of notice, there was a asteroid that was 260 miles away from us that passed by. Did you guys hear about this?
Buzzed, man.
Huh? Did you hear about
just tells you they're not going to tell us about it when it happens, are they?
No, well, we had a fly. It did a flyby, right? We got buzzed. They buzzed the tower, man.
Right. Maverick's up there right now, and the guy's coffee spilling at the observatory there in Mauna Kea. Yeah.
All right, listen. They were saying Comet Elenin was a triangle.
Oh, it was a spaceship, man.
And it was a spaceship, and it was coming here.
Gotta get some purple sneakers. That was hell, Bob.
How long? They talked about it for a year. There was people that there was this channel called the BP Earth Watch channel, and BP Earth Watch was all
still
over.
out there.
He is now. He went away for about 5 or 6 years, and he came back. But anyways, the point is that was his main thing. That's what he started talking about. That and like the weather. I think he was like a weather guy.
Yeah.
And then he started talking about Elenin, and it was like when you saw the model from NASA or whatever, everyone kept playing it over and over again. Look at it, and they're showing the rotation of the planets, and they're showing this Elenin coming in, and they're showing it just intersecting with Earth. And you're looking at it, and you're thinking to yourself, "Fuck! If that's the case, then why even do anything? Why even bother? The Constitution, who cares? It's all over with. Forget about it." I mean, that's what people were thinking. There's a whole bunch of people thinking that on a lot of these things that come up, year after year after year. Like, things are going to start happening soon. Like, you will see very soon people dissecting the halftime show at the Super Bowl, or people talking about Black Friday and the mayhem. But maybe this year,
Bad Bunny Black Friday.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this year there won't even be a Black Friday because people are so dead ass broke when you're paying $16 for a half a sandwich.
It'll just be Dark Friday. It's like, sorry guys. Yeah, we have to turn down the servers this month because we can't afford to keep the lights on. Yeah, I just think like it's funny, like the philosophical mind play that's going on here so often. Like it's this conundrum of, oh man, the world's going to end any second now, or maybe in 3 months, or, December 21st, 2021, or 2012 rather. And it's going to happen this date or that date. But the thing is, if you get to thinking about the overall, if you're a scientist looking at the rat maze, you'd be going, well, we're just giving them this, right? To make them realize their own mortality. Every day could be your last day, right? Every day. So, by just focusing on that, it makes everybody stop and have this sense of cognitive dissonance where they have to think it through, where they can't concentrate on anything else. And in that moment of being disassociated from reality, you can implant things, right? It's like being too sleepy and people telling you things that you normally wouldn't even listen to, and all of a sudden you listen to them because you're just too tired to fight back. Like lifting that weight I was talking about earlier. It's just too much of a hassle to fight back, right, mentally. And that's what's happening. Like they're preying on us by preying on our weakness, by giving us something to think about that's going to happen to everybody anyway.
Man, they're like if you go on YouTube right now and you type in 3i Atlas, there's all these videos. Here's one from 5 hours ago. 3i Atlas. This U.S. insider leak changes everything. 1 hour and 45 minutes. 3i Atlas.
Everything, bro.
Listen. 3I Atlas has arrived. Some 7 hours ago. NASA shuts down as 3I Atlas reaches Mars. Latest images and updates. 459,000 views 7 hours ago. What is the news should have told you about 3I Atlas 2 weeks ago? Here's Avi Loeb reveals what high-rise just saw on Mars 5 hours ago. Any of these titles strike you? Any of these titles hit you, you know? Makes you want to say.
I'm waiting for Putin riding the horseback, you know, bare-chested, you know.
You guys want me to pull?
It's got to be the meme, right? It's got to be the meme that catches you. Like the Mars thing, it's obviously trying to tie it to Elon Musk, right? Obviously.
Well,
like
listen,
that is trying to get people who are inclined to look that way to see that, and they'll click on it.
Here.
Right.
If you guys want me to click on one of these videos that just came out on
Pick the Mars one. Pick the Mars one.
Say pull it in the chat.
Pull it. Oh,
Nah,
pull it in chat. There you go. Yeah,
chat.
Not me.
Give you a couple minutes. We don't have phones, so you got to pull it. Hey, ever heard of Brown Sabbath? Well, you're about to. Here's the D512 lounge session. Fairies wear boots. If you want us to play one of these 5 Atlas 3I videos,
Name it again so I can remember the choices.
tell us to pull it in the chat. I'm seeing one pull it. All right, listen. Hold on. Damn, I wish those were the Into the Microcosm horns. All right. All right, let's uncomplicate things. All right, which one of these videos do you want me to pull? I said pull it. Which one? Exclusive Avi Loeb reveals high-rise just saw on Mars.
Yeah, go for the Mars one.
Mars.
Insider leaks. This U.S. insider leak changes everything. And NASA shuts down as Atlas reaches Mars. Latest images and updates. Right. Which one?
Oh yeah, right. The government shutdown will affect NASA too. So now we're not going to get that early warning that we're going to be destroyed.
Yeah. Either the first Mars or the second Mars one. Yeah, there you go.
Now let me say.
Second one ties to shutdown, so that might be good.
Are these people heading to the bunkers, dude?
They're in the bunkers right now. What are you talking about?
They're in the fucking bunker.
They might
They're in the bunker. They might be. Yeah.
Yank it. No, you got to pull it, man. Pull it. I told him just pull it. Man, these guys are. This chat's going crazy over here.
I'm telling you.
Into the microcosm, Jimmy. Are you in Ground Zero Plus chat?
Yeah.
What's going on there? Are they saying pull it?
Kind of peeking it.
There's
some people hanging over there.
Are they pulling it, or what are they doing? Do they want to pull it, or what?
Oh yeah, they've said pull it.
Pull it. All right.
I analyzed the data from 4,000 observations of 3i Atlas over the past 4.5 months. So all of the data from 227 observatories on Earth shows no deviation from a trajectory shaped by gravity alone. And that means that despite...
Now, Scotty from New York says no emergency broadcast system for government shutdown. Is that true? No emergency broadcast system, Epic Journeyman?
If it's tied to FEMA, there isn't. Yeah, I don't know if it's tied to FEMA though, because that's one of those things that it pre-existed before FEMA, right? So I don't know about that one. If it's tied to FEMA, that's true.
People are coming out of the woodwork with different terms: spank it, bang it, yank it.
Well, the time warp, man. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I know.
Spank it and stuff.
I
Yeah,
know.
no doubt.
All right, more Abbey Loeb. Here he comes.
Push on the object, it must be extremely massive to resist it. It doesn't care about it. And so I obtained the minimum mass of 33 billion tons for this object, which is at least 1,000 times more.
33
Why?
billion tons.
Come on.
33 billion.
All right, listen. Let me scroll back here. Let me go down here. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me find this other one. NASA shuts down as 3i Atlas reaches Mars. 30 billion tons. 33 billion tons. That's a lot of tons, man.
Are you still getting startled by stray dogs?
Are you getting startled by stray dogs?
I am when I expected them like this, yeah.
Whip out that stick.
That's all right. I got the bear spray ready for the stray dogs.
Yeah, get the bear spray. Don't tase them, bro.
Don't tase me, bro. All right. This is Stefan Burns over at Stefan Burns' channel. And here he comes.
Here, interstellar object 3i Atlas is now at its closest approach to Mars today, October 3rd, less than 0.2 astronomical units away from the red planet. And this is a critical time period to get observations of 3i Atlas from all the different probes that we have surrounding Mars. And well...
Okay, so you've established there are no probes, right, Epic Journeyman? Are the probes still functioning when the government shut down?
There's no probes going to 3i Atlas that I know of. No.
Well, no, I mean, no, but there's space probes though, and
no, those are still there. So a lot of those are like private, like so JPL and things like that. They'll still run because they're not they get money from NASA and stuff, but they're an independent corporate run entity.
Okay, sweet.
They're not
all right.
government.
So let's continue. I want to hear more about what's actually going on because I haven't been paying attention to this minute by minute, but there is a whole ecosystem that has developed around it, especially with emitting nickel gas.
It just so happens that there is a United States government shutdown in effect at this moment in time. So a bunch of different websites for NASA and social media pages and everything are all inactive, not being updated. Kind of odd and bizarre. I'm not going to comment on it more than that, but we do have this shutdown interfering with our ability to observe actually what is happening in our interstellar neighborhood. And with this object that is the most bizarre of any that we have ever observed, a lot of people think it may be some sort of technology or alien ship. It does.
Now, so Stefan Burns' channel, check him out. He's not all about this Atlas. He's just talking about it in this video, and I highly recommend it. Amber.
Well, he has a good point though. So JPL may be independent, and I have friends that worked at JPL back in the day with Voyager and stuff. And the thing is, like, even though it's not a government contract, how it gets broadcast by the NASA website, that might be. You know what I mean? So even though if you're at JPL, you can see all the data coming in, maybe us won't be able to see it.
Yeah, Amber told me about Stefan Burns, and I've been listening to him. So it's a good channel. Highly recommend it. All right, listen, here, let's go to this insider leak. This changes everything from 5 hours ago. And the picture is showing like a what looks like a spaceship.
Multiple spacecraft at Mars are pointing their cameras at something that shouldn't exist. An object.
Right, this is clearly an AI video. Right here. This is clearly, but let's continue. Well, it's got 1.5K likes already and 29,000 views, and it's The Calm Scientist is the name of this channel. So go over and subscribe to his channel. Here, because he's calm. and he's a scientist. You got to trust the science.
150 kilograms of gas per second with zero recoil. Like watching a cannon fire without kickback. A violation so fundamental that when scientists first saw the data, they assumed their instruments were broken. They weren't. Harvard's Avi Loeb has rated it a 6 out of 10 on his alien technology scale. But that's not why you're here. You're here because 2 days ago, someone claiming to work with the European Space Agency leaked something on 4chan. Technical, detailed, frustrated. They described a formal working group that has tried and failed to make this object fit any known class of natural body. Quote, "This position is no longer tenable, and the silence from leadership on the cognitive dissonance this requires is becoming a serious professional issue." They talk about chemistry that shouldn't be possible. Nickel tetracarbonyl, a synthetic industrial compound, streaming off a rock that's supposedly billions of years old. Dust so strange it took a week of recalibration before they'd accept the measurements were real. And a mass problem. 33 billion tons compressed into 3 kilometers. Statistical odds so bad that either our models of the galaxy are wrong by a factor of 10,000, or this thing isn't debris at all. But here's what makes it worse. In 26 days, it disappears behind the sun, the perfect window, hidden from every telescope on Earth. And when it comes back in December, we'll know if it changed course. Because if...
Oh,
I'm a little nervous because I have no clue what's about to happen.
I'm a little bit nervous because I have no clue about what's about to happen.
I think it just did.
I know. Seriously, now it's coming back around in December. It's coming from behind the sun.
I'm just hearing that black crow, counting crow song.
That's scaring the shit out of me, man.
Walking around.
What scares me is when it comes back around from behind the sun, it might change course and be coming straight at us.
Well, of course it's going to change course because it's coming back around the sun, which changes its orbit. I mean, that's not... Come on, man.
Oh, man. Is it not? It's all too much.
It is. Like, because it is going to change course. The idea is, can we predict the course change or not, right? Like, we send satellites around the sun to do that on purpose all the time.
Get to sleep. I think about the implications of diving in too deep, and possibly the complications, especially at night. I worry over situations. I know we'll be alright. Perhaps it's just an imagination. Day after day it reappears. Night after night my heartbeat shows the fear. Ghosts appear and fade away.
So another thing I remember about 2012 was the ball drop in New York City in Times Square, and the ball. Like, you can look at the ball, you type in Google Images and type in New Year's Eve ball drop 2012, and there goes Richard C. Hoagland again, because let me just say, he had one of the most intense breakdowns of the astronomical and astrological alignments that happened that night. And the obelisks around the world all had lights around them. Washington Monument was under renovation. They had scaffolding around it, and they all had lights. Remember this? Epic Journey, Rock Rio? Remember this shit? Mm-hmm. Now, you can't find that anymore.
I remember the scaffolding thing, but they did that every year. But yeah, they had a big special drop for it. Yeah, they did.
No, I'm just saying there was a special moment that happened that night, and these obelisks around the world. You can type it in. Obelisks around the world 2012. and just see they were all lined with lights. And so, you know, there was a moment. And so when you combine that with the whole CERN thing and all this, you know, this sort of moment in time, this time warp, this, I mean, there's people that say, you know, it was over and we're just like the echo going on right now. The 2012, that was it. And
we're on the comet, sending us to purgatory right now. Yeah, exactly. It snagged us, and we're on our way. You know what? I mean, honest to goodness, man, this is true. I wasn't ever on the radio or even listening to these programs back in 2012, and yet my memory is such a weird thing that it seems like I was. Like I totally remember talking about all these things. Now it's because we talked about them post facto, but I mean, at the time, my memory I go back and look back, and I'm like, yeah, this was a hot topic. You know, this is something I discussed many times. And I guess it's just the inner dialogue that we all have, or according to some people, only a certain amount of people have, right? That don't have an inner dialogue. There's people who claim they don't have an inner dialogue, which I find amazing.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, isn't that amazing though? I mean, it does. It seems like it was a discussion that was had, absolutely, 100%, like in public, and it wasn't. Why would that be? Why would I remember it that way? So I don't think I'm unique that way. I think a lot of people do.
That's because it was just an implanted moment in time. You weren't there, you know.
Like an implanted memory, yeah.
There is no 2012. You know, there's only petrodollars.
It never happened. It's just covering for our time. We're on the comet riding our way to the next universe or whatever while we're in our purgatory, and it's just planted with everybody else's memory. This false thing that's just stuck there in our minds. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, rock and reel. How long can an echo go? Forever.
Theoretically, forever.
Yeah, technically. Well, I don't know. Maybe we're just echoes of what was happening back in 2012.
I'm for some Pink Floyd. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll just say this, man. When you're looking at Loosh, this end of the world shit, there's nothing better. You know, it's like
that's a huge topic right now. It's trending on Twitter right now. Or excuse me, X. Yeah.
It's finger licking good. That's why people just they love it, man. You know, it reminds me of that movie Tomorrowland. As a matter of fact, I'll dig that clip up while we listen to some more.
It's a good soliloquy.
Because if it did, nothing natural can explain that.
Yeah.
There's a theory, one that sounds like science fiction but explains every single anomaly, the outgassing with no thrust, the synthetic chemistry, the thermal impossibility, an object with its own internal engine, not powered by the sun, powered by something from the Big Bang itself. And it's testable. 2 predictions, both falsifiable, both coming within the next 3 months. This is 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object we've ever detected, and the first one that's made scientists question whether they are looking at a comet or something pretending to be one. By the end of this, you'll understand why some researchers are no longer sleeping well, why the trajectory looks designed, why the timing is too perfect, and what happens if the data keeps refusing to cooperate. Because the walls are cracking.
What happens if the data refuses to cooperate? You must be assimilated. Be assimilated.
Said every scientist ever whose theory that got them the tenure at the university proved wrong along the way. Like that's the whole thing. Like it's protectionism in academia, right? To go off on a little side tact. I mean that is a big part of this, right? It's part of it's not just academics. It's part of this folklore. We're talking about this kind of folklore. It becomes ingrained in society and our subconscious because we have a collective unconscious, and it does. Whether we consciously think about it or not, this 2012 event that happened in our minds that never really happened in reality is there, and it echoes constantly.
Here's a tasty morsel for the end of the worlders. How about this? And this is 4 hours ago. Ready? Apocalypse hits China. Black clouds of bugs, frogs, and crows everywhere. And flowers from the abyss. Damn. Some hardcore shit going on over there. I don't know. 1 minute ago from yesterday. Mount Etna eruption shocks scientists. 61,000 views 1 day ago.
Etna's been active for a while now, right? A few years. It's been on
a couple thousand. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but specifically recently.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, let me say, the end of the world's big business. You know, business is good.
It is.
It's the end of the world industrial complex. And it's going on daily.
What better motivator is there? Got stuck up with my supplies, my non-perishable foods, my bunker, my everything. Right? It's a huge motivator.
It's all too much for me.
It's better than Blue Light Special for sure.
The love that's shining all around me. Hey, it's Ground Zero Plus, it's Revolution Radio, it's the Independent Broadcast Network. My name's Jimmy, it's into the microcosm. That's Epic Journeyman. Cool dude over there is Rockin' Rio. And it's getting here to be the top of the hour. And normally we'd start taking calls, but we don't have a phone, so no calls tonight. We'll have to interact with the chat somehow. We'll figure it out. But anywho, man, the end of the world is big business. And I guess business is good. Because the world seems to be on the brink, doesn't it? Every single day.
Dude,
it's something else.
This is something kind of profound. It struck something deep inside. The idea of like when the first people who thought up what it was to be a funeral parlor, salesman, right? Selling caskets, right? And because everybody dies, right? And how brilliant that was for the people who struck up that business originally. And now we have this idea that's been marketed, right? This very same thing of marketing, not the end of the world, but it is the end of the world, but it's your own mortality, but in a different guise. In other words, we've taken away the casket and just put different things that lead to the demise as a marketing tool. In other words, the commercials, the choose your own adventure of the way of your end is the very things being marketed.
Yeah.
How do we end? How does it end? How does it end? Right? That's the marketing tool. That's the ploy. It's to choose your own adventure. How are you going to die? And that's what it is.
I know. Look at all these. Look at all these movies. The End, 2012. 28 Days Later.
Yeah. I don't want the zombies personally. It's just a little more peaceful.
Snowpiercer.
Last of Us. Yeah.
I mean, it's on. It goes on and on and on, and it's like. Matter of fact, one of you guys, while we're on the break, I know Rio's got to connect, so you do it, Epic. Just type in, end of the world movies and get a list, and we'll check it out when we come back.
Yeah.
After the top of the hour break.
You want end of the world or post-apocalyptic? It's two different things.
Either one. There's millions of them, man.
Yeah.
You know what? We should go the step further and just breach the AI line and find out how much money in real dollars has it been
made
spent
off these kind of movies?
These kind of movies. Okay, we'll do that too. So make sure you stick around. It's Ground Zero Plus.
Our mortician.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
$33 billion.
33 billion tons.
Oh, at least. Yeah.
No, I mean, Abby Loeb said 33 billion tons this thing weighs. This 3-eye atlas got the 3 eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold.
Yeah.
It's
funny that it's coming with its third eye, right?
I know. It reminds me of that song, Turn the Page. You could feel 3 eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold.
A lot of people, I remember for about 10 years running.
How you doing, huh?
Hold on a second. I'm resurrecting someone from the dead. Go ahead.
Bob, go. No, for about 10 years running, that was considered the best song of all time, rock song of all time. Back in those radio polls.
And that's why
I play the top 100 lists.
And that's why Metallica covered it.
Good? Excellent. You doing okay? How about you, my baby? How are you doing, gal? Big smile. Big smile for daddy. Is that like the grossest thing when people say that? Oh, come
David Bowie.
Baby. What is with this daddy shit? You okay out there with that? Hello? Thank God you know it. We could have been starting. And then we'll do some more songs after that, So this could, I'm not joking, this could be really long. So If you didn't make any arrangements for getting home, you can be me, and I'll drink all the time, 'cause we're lovers, that is the fact. Yes, we're lovers, that is that. Oh, nothing will keep us together. We can be them forever and ever. Yeah, we can be heroes just for one day. What you say, I say.
Squad Zero Plus.
You turned me on. You lit me up like the sweetest cup I share with you. You lit me up. Don't you ever stop. I'm here with you. Now it's all or nothing, 'cause you said you follow through. You follow me, and I follow. What you gonna do when things go wrong? What you gonna do when it all backs up? What you gonna do when the love runs down? What you gonna do when the flames go up? Who's gonna come and turn the tide? What's it gonna take to make a dream survive? Who's got the time to calm a storm inside? Who's gonna save you? Alive and kicking. Stay until your love is alive and kicking. Stay until your love is, until your love is alive. Red skies at night, red skies at night. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, 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 red skies at night, red skies at night. Should have taken warning. It's just keep on running, hiding loves. You can find a place to go. So it's red skies at night, red skies at night. Oh, should have taken warning. It's just.
I'd tattoos back then. Really. Hardly. You know? Are you still here, Rio?
I'm here.
Okay. Is Epic Journeyman there?
He has not found his way back.
He's the man with the scroll. Because he was supposed to present the scroll of movie titles.
He's wandering in the wilderness right now.
He's checking the perimeter. I'll tell you right now, people in the chat, I bet you they could throw down on a bunch of these apocalyptic movie titles. You know, is that the Epic Journeyman sending messages? He's sending links. Rio, grab the links.
He's not sending them to me.
Where's they coming from?
He's probably sending them to you.
We're letting you behind the scenes here into the microcosm, everybody. There's stuff going on in teams, and we must attend to it. I think there's a way I can move this. Yes. Okay, so Epic Journeyman is sending links in the chat over here.
Epic Journeyman still has not wandered his way back into the room over
No,
here.
I don't want videos. I just want a quick list we can just scroll through. Just read it out. Epic Journeyman. No links. I don't want to play video.
I wonder if he can even hear us.
He can't hear us, man. It's like we're on the Bridge of Sighs, dude. You know what the Bridge of Sighs was?
It's a bridge where everybody sighed.
Welfare Boogie by Fraternity, Bon Scott's first band, huh? Huh. See? That's why I love coming here on Friday nights. You learn something new every Friday night around here, don't you? Now, I didn't even know Bon Scott's first band, Fraternity. I never even heard of it. And there he is. Punjabi Prep is up in here letting us know what's going on. All right. What was I doing? Oh, we're hooking up Epic Journeyman because he's going to read off. Look, you want me to just do it myself?
Yeah, I think you might have to because the Epic Journeyman is he's lost in space or whatever.
He wandered off. All right, hang on a
He's
second.
checking out the Mars rover right now.
Hang on. Let me go over here to the trusty handheld device. Name the top 10 apocalyptic dystopic movies of 2012. Let's see here. It wants me to try new AI mode.
Turns out you got to call me in,
I'll continue.
That's how it works.
I'll continue.
I did 3 times. So.
No, it did never rag on my side.
All right.
So anyway, but I'm here now.
Here, The Road, Hunger Games, Snowpiercer, Children of Men, Handmaid's Tale, Blade Runner, 12 Monkeys, 1984, Fahrenheit 451. And there's 15 more. All right, go ahead, Epic Journeyman.
I did the top 100, and I did another link, and then this third one after that. And the thing is, like about a third of them are zombie movies, essentially zombie apocalypse movies, and the rest are like theorizing about how we get there. And there seems to be like 3 basic premises. It's the virus, whether it turns into zombies or whatever. There's the cataclysm, cosmic collision or something like that. And then there's just men being overcome by machine, like movies like Demon Seed and things like that.
Yeah,
right?
well,
Where
it all goes back to Metropolis, dude.
Well, absolutely. But things like Demon Seed and Looker and things like that are absolutely Metropolis, 100%.
Rock and Rio now.
So, yeah.
Let me ask Rock and Rio, what do you remember about 2012, man? Did you have something that you thought was going to happen? I mean, did you think there was going to be a thing that happened?
I didn't think there was going to be a thing. I mean, I was kind of interested to see what was going to happen when the Mayan calendar thing came around, because I figured even if it wasn't like an actual end of the world, like somebody might pull some kind of shenanigans or stunt on that particular date and time. I figured there would be some kind of event, mostly man-made, but no, I wasn't really worried about the end being there.
Wow, it's amazing how well this microphone can hear you, because I was about to ask this thing a question, and it was putting down everything you said on there. All right, hang on a second. How much money has been made off of apocalyptic, end of the world, dystopian concepts in the history of movie making?
$33 billion.
Not aware of any credible source.
Yeah, the first one's Metropolis, right? And the second one is H.G. Wells one, right? Where they have the superhumans, the Supermen with the air force, right? drop it on everybody.
All right, listen to this. Listen to this. There is no tracking of this. Okay, but this thing's created a scenario, and it says, rough speculative estimate. Suppose 100 major apocalyptic dystopian films average $200 million each. That's 20 billion. Suppose another 300 mid-level films average 50 million each. That's 15 billion. Suppose ancillary revenues, later markets, smaller films, and perhaps 50 to 100% more, 15 to 30 billion. Putting together a rough estimate might be 40 to 70 billion or more over a decade in just theatrical grosses, including ancillary revenue streams. One might reasonably be pushed to 100 billion as a benchmark. So
there's big bucks in this.
It's worse than that. It's the attention economy. Those are impressions, right?
Yeah.
Like advertisers think in terms of impressions. That's that many billion impressions, almost, right? Like divide that by 8 for the price of a movie ticket. So that's how many of a billion impressions on humanity made in the psyche of mankind.
Now,
I mean, so I was just thinking about that. It's probably Metropolis was the first one that actually, and movies like Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster, the idea of that, of man exceeding their, the reach exceeding their grasp, essentially, scientifically. That's what the whole premise of Frankenstein is. But the first movie that really, ironically, might be the most appropriate for like something from outer space and something that it destroyed the world is The Blob, isn't it? It's The Blob. Because even Invasion of the Body Snatchers is after that, I believe. So it'd be The Blob, which ironically is about a giant amoeba, essentially, destroying the Earth. Yeah. I mean, they froze it. They didn't destroy the Earth. They froze it at the drive-in in the original Steve McQueen movie. But, yeah.
Big spoiler alert.
Well, if you haven't seen it in 60 years or 70, 75 years, probably missed your opportunity. But yeah, isn't it amazing though to think about that? Like how ahead of the scale they really were. That it was a interstellar biological organism that destroyed the Earth, or almost destroyed the Earth in the movie, right? So, and that's 1950 whatever, Steve McQueen. But as far as the technological edge and advantage of it, and showing that and leveraging that to show how that would be the thing that controlled mankind, that's Metropolis. It is.
The Earth
1929.
Still, yeah, 20. I think it's 27. 1927.
Yeah, it's in the 20s. Yeah.
But anyways, the bottom line is, man, that's kind of how it's looking right now. Anyway, doesn't it? Kind of. I mean, it's getting that way. It's going to be the people that have billions, and then there's going to be everybody else.
Well, I would say David Brin, as far as modern writers, has it the best. He wrote a 1992 novel called Earth, I think, which predicted the future really well. And it was about how the equivalent of CERN had the singularity escape and went to the center of Earth, and they're trying to get to it before the Earth is destroyed. They go to New Zealand. All the luminaries of the world go to New Zealand, just like they are now, right, to try to hide and get their bunkers and stuff. And this is 1990. I want to say two. It's in the early 1990s. And it becomes surveillance civilization. Meanwhile, in the real world, it's all about surveillance and personal space and all these things. But he also wrote the movie, or the book called The Postman, which has made the movie with Kevin Costner, which I think is really accurate too, because the idea behind that was that extremists took over the planet. Like when the cataclysm happened, it became the survivalists became essentially. Might makes right, and it had these bands of people that were all united about just trying to rule by force, like modern day Vikings, essentially. And the little cells of civilization that were left were trying to fight against that. So the marauders in this case were well-armed militias, essentially going around trying to get resources from the people who weren't prepared because they were armed and the people weren't.
The Postman.
Yeah. The book is a lot better than the movie. The book is really good.
Yeah.
And he gives hope to humanity by taking a postman jacket and delivering mail between villages, just trying to get a meal wherever he's going, essentially. And while he's doing this as a ruse, in reality, there really is people rebuilding society that haven't been reunited with the rest of these people yet. And just him doing that is enough to buy the time it took for them to come back. So it's a cool novel, actually. I didn't think the movie did the book credit, but no, it's good. And so he's probably the best writer as far as that goes. I think it's closest to what it might be. But I think, yeah, you got to give it to the Blob, man. You do. that was really well done. If you think about it. Invasion of the Body Snatchers as well. Because if it's going to be some kind of outside the Earth force, it's not going to be the aliens we think it is. It's not going to be spaceships blowing up the White House. It's going to be something like that. It's going to be a microbe. It's going to be a fungus. It's going to be a giant amoeba. It destroys the Earth. Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't know, obviously. I just thought those are good concepts by the time they're made.
Me personally, I'm leaning more toward the Terminator scenario.
Oh, AI is going to kill us. I think that's 100% correct.
The sun don't shine, the moon don't move, the time's too much weekly.
It's Ground Zero Plus.
Sun don't shine, the moon don't move,
Robin Trower.
too much weekly.
Off the Bridge of Sighs LP. There he goes into the mist. Well, I don't know.
Bridge of sighs.
I just know, you know, for me personally, I know that when I was sick and I had cancer, you know, I was, you know, I wasn't busy and active and running around everywhere. Spent a lot of time at the house, whatever, listening to the radio, you know, and I would listen to all this before I was on the air. And, I listened to all this stuff for a long time, you know, and I was just like everybody else, you know, when I was listening to it, I was interested in it, I was learning stuff, you know, and some things caught my attention, you know. I mean, end of the world scenarios where, like, there was a certain thing that was going to happen at a certain time, and back then, you know, when I was first learning about a whole bunch of this stuff, you know, some of these things seemed plausible, you know. And I'd go to sleep at night thinking the next day was the day the thing was going to happen, you know. And then I'd wake up the next day and it didn't happen, you know. And so it only took like one or two of those for me to, you know, realize that, you know, you got to take each thing with a grain of salt, don't you, Rock Rio, Epic German? Because realistically,
well, some of this stuff is obviously going to happen at some point in the future, you know, but, you know, people who like to predict that it's going to happen, you know, on next Tuesday, they're a little off, you know, because we don't really know what the timelines are as far as, I mean, will an asteroid eventually hit the Earth? Yeah. Could it be next week? Sure. Could it be, you know, 5,000 years from now? Sure. You know.
But we know it's going to happen, right? Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, you know, statistically, the longer you wait, the greater probability that something's actually going to hit us. But, you know, when? You know.
Because it's actually, it's a metaphor for death. It really is. And that's what we're saying, like this idea of the death economy. What else can you call it? That's what it is, right? So the morticians moved out of the funeral home into the scare tactic world of making you think about it all the time, right? And it's still marketable. It's still marketable, right? I mean, that's what it is. It becomes something that everybody will pay attention. Not everybody, but a certain proportion of people will gravitate to, because it affects everyone on that level. It's a true gut punch, right? It's a gut level reaction. Something that's going to affect everybody. Therefore, they'll watch the zombie movie. They'll watch the horror movie. They'll watch the asteroid movie. They'll do those things because it's something that, when you distill it down to its core, what it really is fear of death, right?
Well, people.
That's what it is.
Well, people like
marketing that.
People like being scared. I mean, that's why they go to. That's why they go to horror movies. You know, that's why they watch these shows. That's why these are like the biggest shows. The biggest shows are the shows that scare people the most. You know, people seem like they want to be scared.
Why do we want to live in fear, though? You know,
I know, right?
That's the
a
weird
big question.
Thing.
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Maybe they live in fear because they're not ready for the end.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they keep you in a constant state of fight or flight. Wears a person down, you know. Wears every part of you down. Wears your psyche down. Wears your energy down.
Yeah, that's part. I guess that would be an aspect of psychological warfare, right? Because you never know when it's going to happen, so you're always guessing. Somebody's always saying, you know, the robots are coming or the asteroid is coming. I mean, how many comets have we been through that were
right? They missed us by a million miles.
How many rapture predictions have not happened yet? You know,
I know.
How many volcanic predictions haven't happened yet? Right? I mean, we kept. How many years have we been hearing Yellowstone's about to blow?
I know the buffalo are running out of the Yellowstone right now. All the bears. There was some.
Right.
No, there was
There's
some.
one in my yard right now. Here in Hawaii. You know what's funny about this is that you think about it. It's like there's always this one little carrot in front of you, but what it really is, the carrot is newness, right? That's why they have a term called the news. People want to hear the news, something that gets them out of their routine, something that agitates, moves them out of their norm. That's all it is, movement out of the norm, right? And sometimes it's fear, and fear works quicker than anything else. And that's, distill it down, I think that's all it is. Like that's what it is. It's just a matter of, you want to nudge things. You want to get the stone rolling again. You know, stone's gathering moss sitting where it's at. You just want to get it moving with the news, right? With that sense of fear. Yeah, it's that simple. And if that's all it is, then why are we telling them bad things, right? Why do people want to hear the scary thing? I mean, maybe it gets you faster than anything else, but maybe you had something more developed and thoughtful that was good. It'd be better and live longer, right? That concept of some of the things that Jesus is trying to teach, I think, not going too philosophical, but I think that's kind of the idea. Like, so you have something that could last a long time, and you have something that can nudge the needle quickly. And the things that nudge the needle quickly are things that are instinctual responses. If the rock's falling on you, you're going to move out of the way, right? If the shark's about to bite you, you're going to jump out of the water, and that gets a
except when you realize it's not really a shark, and it's
exactly
you're not in
it's
the water.
A shadow in the water.
You're not even in the water. There is no water, dude. That's the thing. It's a simulation. You're all in it. We're all in it together. Like, we're sitting here, everything going on around you, that's not even happening to you or near you. It's like everything where I am, it's crickets. Is it crickets?
Yeah, here too.
Is it crickets?
Yeah,
Epic crickets. Journeyman, is it crickets?
Well, he's got
it's crickets here. Yeah, there's nothing going on around me at all.
There you
if
go.
I walked outside right now, it's just stars outside, and might run into a neighbor taking the trash out or something. That's it.
I'm not complaining about crickets, I'm just saying. Squad 0 Plus. Polythea. Damn. That is a syncopated machine right there. Man, it's almost hard for me to turn that off.
It is hard to turn off. You know what? I just made a profound thought. I thought for me, so bear with me. And I thought to myself, you think about this idea of the dung beetle rolling this ball of feces bigger and bigger to attract a mate to gather attention. And the bigger the dung ball it rolls is, the more powerful this dung beetle becomes amongst the people vying for the attention it wants to have, right? And I thought, it's never really occurred to me too much to look this up before, but what's the difference between a scarab beetle, which ruled Egypt for thousands of years and controlled society and was a symbol of Egyptian society for thousands of years, in a dung beetle? I just looked it up. There isn't any. A scarab beetle is a dung beetle. So this ancient idea of just use the S word if you want to, rolling S at people, feces at people, and making a bigger, more attention-grabbing spectacle out of it, grabs the attention of society and controls the society potentially for thousands of years, because it did in Egypt. It memorialized it in ancient Egypt. It's all over everything in ancient Egypt. And what did it do? It gathered attention, just like the mates it was trying to gather as a beetle. It did it for society, and that is the very moniker that's being used right now. The attention economy is based upon what? The scarab beetle, the Egyptian philosophy of the dung beetle. Isn't that terrible? It's true, though. It is.
Rock and
That's
real.
exactly what it is.
Uh-huh.
Are you there?
I am here. I find it very interesting because Sonny beat you to the dung beetle.
And, damn it.
Sonny beat you to the dung beetle in the ground.
Where at?
Ground zero. Ground zero.
No, in the
chat.
ground zero chat.
Oh, I'm not in ground zero chat. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Like it implies the collective unconscious, doesn't it? That they're describing the same thing exactly at the same time. So I'm not looking at that. And just like the Hoagland being on some other program right now, and we're talking about Hoagland, which wasn't planned, right?
No.
This happens to be happening right now.
He was on ground zero, right?
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the thing is we talked about this last week, where he was talking, Hoagland was talking about Ellen back then. And then now we have this other new 3-eye atlas thing that's going on. So, and I just remember them all saying, well, it's a triangle. You know what I mean? It's a pyramid or a triangle. It looks like a triangle. It's not a natural form. That's what
We'll also be talking about Apophis soon too, right? So.
Yeah, Apophis
comes back. Yeah, it's on a short circuit. It comes back pretty frequently, actually.
Yeah, 2029, I think.
And then 2065 it might hit us. Yeah.
But that's being put out as an end of the world scenario too, because Apophis is supposed to come back and intersect Earth's orbit in 2029. So. That's another one of those doomsday.
Got to get working on that dung ball, man. That's all I can say, right? I mean, because if you think about it, I mean, it does make sense, doesn't it? If you look at it, like the idea that this is the logo of ancient Egypt is actually, a scarab beetle, which is dung beetle. I mean, why would that even be, right? Why would that even be? And if you think about the whole society based on this idea of making a spectacle, the pyramids are a spectacle. Those monuments are a spectacle.
Dude,
those obelisks are a spectacle.
I get it. I mean, I understand the concept of it. What you're putting forward, I get it. Rio, you understand what he's saying, right? Because right now the thing is what we're talking about is all of this whole end of the world industrial complex, because it's all about getting your attention, and he's talking about the very simplistic dung beetle as an attention getter. But moving into the future here in 2025, we're looking at this and we're seeing that, man, this is almost $1 trillion industry at this point. Because I mean,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, when you think about the peripherals of it all, it's like people.
It's not just the movies and stuff; it's the devices it sells to watch them.
Well,
right?
you got to realize, Jimmy, the best way to capitalize is capitalize on an incident, right? So to make money, to capitalize on something sensational, whether it's true or not, or whether it's if you scare, just think of it. I mean, even when people are scared of the impending snowstorm that's going to drop 2 feet of snow, how fast the supermarket empties out.
Yeah, when did they have this? I've never heard of. Have you ever heard of a fire NATO? No, a snow NATO, or what is it?
I've heard of a fire NATO. Yes, I have actually.
Fire NATOs do happen. I've seen that.
Yeah, I've heard of it and I've seen it.
I've never seen one.
I've never.
Well, I kind of did here in Lahaina, but yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a thing.
It is. I'll tell you right now, dude, we all live in a yellow submarine.
Who sailed to sea, and he told us of his life.
Yeah, a real dung beetle there.
Land of submarines. So we sailed onto the sun till we found the sea of green.
So, yeah. So when you were telling the story about the dung beetle, I immediately thought of Peter Mack's animation and how there could have been dung beetles in the movie Yellow Submarine as a representation, You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I thought of the winged beetle, Paul McCartney, as the dung beetle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because the album art indicates the flying scarab.
Well, the Journey albums have it on there specifically.
Yeah,
right.
Well, Bentley uses it, Chrysler uses it. I mean, there's
it's a variation of Hero Mazda, right? Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, it's all.
It's a thing. It really is, right? So I mean, isn't that strange? I mean, that there's ancient cultures and it's perpetuated itself to this day, to where people in modern times still look to it as something that worked for thousands of years. Therefore, if it isn't broken, don't fix it.
T-shirt, stupid bloody Tuesday, man. You've been a naughty boy, you let your face grow long. I am the Eggman, they are the Eggmen. I am the walrus, Mr. City Policeman sitting pretty.
Man, there's a fantasy world for you. I think they were on to something.
I love the story. I love the story behind that. I don't know if it's true, but I love the story. The story is that John Lennon wrote that song specifically because people were reading things into his other songs that weren't really there. So he tried to make something inscrutable. He came up with that. But I think that it's brilliant. As a song, I think it's brilliant. Like, was it lump of yellow or piece of yellow custard coming from an old dog's eye? What? You know what I mean? I mean, the pictures it draws are so abstract and so out there, but at the same time so captivating and real. Like they draw you in. They do draw you in. It's actually a brilliant song. And as much as I hate to admit that, I always thought it was a screwed up song when I listened to it as a kid. When I listen to it now, like, that is a brilliant song because it's at once abstract, but it lets you draw what you want into it. You know what I mean? Your mind fills in the blanks, which is true, great songwriting, actually. I think.
Well, it definitely creates an environment for a mindscape, for sure.
They were just tripping on acid.
Well said.
Well said. Everyone's tripping on acid now because of the dopamine factor. Dopamine 101 is everyone's high on dopamine. And that's what you get when you look at these end of the world scenarios. You get a dopamine hit.
See, I was thinking Epic was just reading too much into John Lennon's songwriting because he was just tripping on acid and writing down what he was looking at.
Well, he said so. He said so. Fine. Yeah.
There you go. Custard dripping from
a dead dog's eye. I mean, talk about vivid depiction of it. I mean, what else? I mean, think about this for a second. Is there anything else he could ever say in all of the creation of humanity that conjure that image? Nothing. You know what I mean? Like that is unique in every way. And so for that, it's like I give him a salute. It's like, dude, that's actually freaking awesome. I don't agree necessarily with the vibe of the song, but I just think that's amazing.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Living is easy with eyes closed. Misunderstanding all you see. It's getting hard to be someone, but it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to.
Damn, I want to go to Strawberry Fields. Wait a minute. Maybe we're in Strawberry Fields right now.
That's definitely an LSD song.
Where nothing is real. Yeah.
It's supposedly about the actual place, this landscape, this little gated community or whatever he had. No, Strawberry Fields is absolutely an LSD reference because people who've done LSD knows what that is exactly.
Yeah, well, back then, when everyone was thinking LSD, you might say it's an LSD reference, but right now, and in 2025, with AI and everything that's all going on, maybe they were even deeper than you think they are.
They're ahead of the time. Well, that's what's about
saying,
I Am the Walrus.
Nothing is real.
Yeah.
Strawberry Field. Nothing is real. See, because you're in the virtual.
Nothing to get hung about because it's not everything's fake, right? Yeah. Time traveling Beatles. Oh, that's a whole other. We could do a show on time traveling Beatles. We absolutely can.
I'm telling you, man. I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're saying it here and now. I mean, we're bringing back the Beatles tonight because why the hell not? And secondarily, maybe they were on something with this whole fantasy idea that's going on. And like I say, Yellow Submarine. We're all in it. We pop out. There's a bunch of weird shit going on. We jump back in there and get the F out. You know what I mean?
Got a hole in your pocket. Yeah.
Remember the Hall of Doorways? The Hall of Doors?
Yeah. No, exactly. And that's a reference to Aldous Huxley, right?
Yeah.
Doors of Perception. 100%.
Exactly.
People don't get that one. Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you right now. There was always stuff going on. We just didn't know it. A lot of times, people get accused of shit. Like these artists, they get accused of shit. Like, look at them. They're part of the Illuminati and all this. But maybe they were just reading books, man, like we do. And maybe they learned
that's
shit.
Totally what's going on with them, I think.
I know. They read some books.
Yeah.
They fucking, I mean, obviously you read books, you get thoughts, and then that, affects your creative flow or whatever. So they're right.
You start talking to other people who have similar thoughts. You go to school with them at London Polytechnic,
the Sunset, or the Sunset Strip. Where you're all hanging out.
Well, exactly. Sunset Strip.
Exactly. We're all hanging out. Oh. We're reading the same books.
The Freudian slip there. The Sunset Script, right?
Yeah, exactly. The Sunset Script. No, but I'm just saying, Look at all the fucking people that hung out together all in the Sunset Strip. And like, let's just say, let's say we all hung out there and I read this book. And then I go, epic, man, fucking check out this book. And Rio, check it out. You know, and then all of a sudden you guys start writing some songs or whatever. Next thing you know,
there's no doubt that's what happened. There's no doubt that's what happened.
That's exactly what fucking happened.
I mean, The Doors is probably named after Doors of Perception from Aldous Huxley.
Yeah.
The Doors in that Yellow Submarine animated movie are definitely a reference to that. Of course they are. They're reading those books, right?
It's a fact, son. We'd be taking calls right now, but we don't have a phone. But if we did...
We have ESP phones. Just send us the vibe, we'll respond.
We got to figure out a way to have the chat interact with us, man, because there's no phone. There is no phone. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe there was... I mean, what was the... there was a black scientist who... I can't remember his name, but he... detected that we were in a simulation.
Oh, we played him on the show. Yeah. No, the math, right?
Yeah.
The math showed that we were in a simulation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yep, I can't remember his name, but we did a show on him. He was in a conference, and he showed people were making their conversations about how artificial intelligence is going on and how these things are being advanced with the computer world and all that stuff. And he said, no, look, I found the mathematics show that this is a construct. The math shows it's a construct, right? He laid it out there. Yeah, I wish we could find that one. It was pretty early on. It was like 2012ish, actually, somewhere in there. Yeah, it wasn't a TED Talk. It was like a panel of like 8 people on it.
Yeah,
we got to dig that one up. Man. That was good. That's right. Because he said that he read the math, and the math said that it was that way.
And now there was recently a whole nother group of people who just came out and said the same thing. They're saying there's no doubt. I mean, it's literally mainstream news. You could type it in. I'm pretty sure it was like on MSN or something like that. Mainstream news.
Well, the people who were with him on this conference were people like Nick Bostrom and Ray Kurzweil from Google, and the guy who always wears the leather jacket. All those guys. He brought it up. Yeah.
It's not DeGrasse Tyson. No,
not DeGrasse Tyson. I'm saying the white dude with the leather jacket. And he was on that conference with those people. It was a panel, 6 to 8 people, and he brought that up. That he saw the math that showed that when you dig down into it, everything what's left after everything else is a formula, which shows there's intelligence behind it. It can't be random. Might be
an NPC. You never know.
Yeah, right. I thought it was pretty brilliant, just because he was like a math professor at some other university.
The thing is just, what do you know? You don't know anything really. I mean, it's being piped in. Like I said, it's crickets. I mean,
those could all be actors. So 6 people on the stage, they think are scientists. They could all be actors for all we all know. I mean, we don't know different. You know what I mean?
It could be. You never know. Rock and Rio over there is saying he never got in a tussle about no end of the world scenarios back in 2012. What about Y2K, dude? I go back to Y2K. That's how far I go back for end of the world shit. Art Bell scaring
when Y2K happened, I was working at an internet service provider as tech support, and we all had to go in at midnight just to make sure, And nothing happened. Nothing major happened. I mean, a few computers crashed here and there.
I'll tell you what happened.
But it was not the major disaster that they were talking about.
I'll tell you what happened. Something did happen. Something big. What happened was, if you told your family the world was going to end on Y2K and it didn't, you paid for it for the rest of your life, because from then on, anytime you came back and tried to say something about something's coming up, you heard something on the radio, whatever, try to tell your family about it, they'd remind you immediately about Y2K. They're like, yeah, hey, that fucking canned food you bought is still in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Y2K was a thing. I mean, it did have some minor effects, but it was not a disaster.
You know what?
And neither was the end of the Mayan calendar.
I just realized, you know what? I just realized that I superimposed 2012 over the year 2000 because the year 2000 was the year of the obelisks being covered with lights and all that strung around them. I for some reason they
confabulated them in your mind.
Exactly. They blended together. So.
But actually, if you think about it, it's not unusual because 2012, the 12 signs of the Chinese calendars were signs, 12 years of the astrological signs, 12 years, those are things. So that's the harmonic, right? So 2012 is a harmonic of 2000.
But wasn't there that? But the thing
we'd
was,
have 24 and 36. So maybe 2036 is the next end of the world.
Well, here's the thing.
Probably.
Here's the thing I just realized about both of those times. In both times, the turning of the new year was supposed to be the end or whatever. Whatever it was.
Or a major cataclysm. Right.
Right. So, I mean, I put them together, accidentally, but in actuality, they actually go together to what we're talking about.
Well, they do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, the thing about the 2000 Y2K thing that I find really just phenomenal to me is I was a computer geek back then. And, I was a gamer back then, and I was, getting the best I could at the time with the limited resources I had. And the thing is, computers just weren't that good back then, 2000, right? People didn't have, not very many people really had computers or hooked up to internet, and the economy wasn't based on internet. I mean, it was an idea still, the idea of this highway of information, the broadband highway, right? It was still just like this ideal. It didn't exist yet. People forget that in 2000, people still had actual accountants and file cabinets and freaking hand-drawn, 3-ply copy paper, manuscripts and receipts of everything they did. It wasn't on the internet yet. The internet was kind of sucked in 2000, I'll be honest, right? It did. So we have this idea that the internet always existed. But in 2000, when this apocalypse of the internet would have happened, supposedly, it wouldn't have affected really anybody, honest to God.
Well,
any average normal person, it wouldn't have affected anybody.
It's supposed to affect all the stuff, your bank, all the shit.
Yeah, your bank. It's supposed to be things, banks and stuff. Yeah,
the water system, the electric, the electric company.
But you and I and the average Joe, it wouldn't affect us at all. Most of us weren't even hooked up to the internet. We didn't have broadband basically back then. So it's still dial up.
It was 56K.
Yeah.
No,
it wouldn't have affected hardly anybody.
2012.
The average Joe.
2012 was when social media started taking off.
Yeah.
We never got to the end of that video saying all the shit that happened in 2012 because we got sidetracked. But that was one of the things is social media started to become more and more
more prevalent.
Yeah, and available for people.
Digital shadow play, right? Digital shadow play. Like in other words, you have your hands making the giant monster bat flying down on you, but in reality, it's just your hands. You're making this 30-foot image on the wall, which is what Y2K was for the people involved. Like thinking about it, there's going to be this big calamity. This giant, it's got to be big because I see this giant 30-foot wingspan creature flying, but it's just your hands in front of the camera. There's nothing there. There's nothing to it.
No interesting event has to go by without any good amount of fear mongering to go with it, right? So,
but it was
the push on the whole Y2K thing was way more serious than the actual
repercussions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 2012, though, the interesting thing is, then it would have mattered. Like if Y2K had happened in 2012, 12 years later, it was a big deal. The world was digital in 2012. The world did make the migration. Library of Congress was on, digital backup and all that kind of thing. So it would have made a difference. But in 2000, no, bad. So how much of it was just the idea of implanting the idea, if that makes sense?
Well, I'm just saying, I was listening to Art Bell every night back when he was on, and that was one of the things that, I remember distinctly being on there a bunch of times leading up to it too. It was like, it built up the pressure. You know what I mean? It was over time. It was like at one point, something that might happen. And then, this is starting to seem more and more plausible. And then, oh man, I better go get me some rice. Dude, I bought a 25-pound bag of rice. I put it under my house. Forgot about it. It wasn't there. Years later. But the population of rats grew. Never leave a bag of rice under your house when you live in the redwoods. It's not the house. It's not the house I'm living in now, but it's, you know, it was a house I used to live in up in the redwoods.
The same thing with Top Ramen, man.
Yeah.
I woke up in the morning, it was all gone.
You
man.
gotta have. You gotta have plastic bins, don't you? But I mean, literally,
yes, you do.
Those rats love Top Ramen. Seriously,
They love Top Ramen.
There's something about it
that
makes them go berserker. So hey, maybe that's a clue. If you have a problem with the rats, you know,
if the rats like it, don't eat it.
Or if you want to get rid of them, do something with the Top Ramen to get rid of them. I don't know. Yeah, they love that
if
stuff,
you
man.
poison the Top Ramen and then forget you poisoned it, you know, that could be a bad thing too.
Yeah, another Y2K could happen. You eat a Top Ramen, next thing you know, you're, you know.
Seeing beautiful colors before you pass out. Yeah.
The other thing about these end of the world scenarios is when people think about the end of the world, they imagine themselves as, you know, the person who's making it through the
protagonist.
whole... Yeah, exactly. But man, it's rough. I mean, just being without power and just, you know, having a big giant something going on and a police presence or whatever. You can't move. You can't do anything. You know, I don't know.
I would say if one of those cataclysm events actually did happen, that probably 90% of the population would not be capable of, you know, figuring out how to eat and have water.
Well, I mean, there's been studies done that there's a 3-day period, and after the third day of the power being out, that's when everything starts to, you know, degrade. But see,
yeah, you got hours. They got hours.
See,
as
now
soon as the cataclysm happens, get out of the city.
See, now
100%.
we're talking about the end of the world now. See,
I know.
See,
yeah, we're all prepped for it. No pun intended. I mean, maybe pun intended. Maybe pun is intended, because we're so prepped for this doomsday prepper kind of mentality that, yeah, we know exactly what to do. Oh, well, you know, you have so many hours to get out of the city. You have to have a place to go. You have to have a rendezvous point. You have to have all these things. Well, if you're thinking that way already, then what made you think about that in the first place? And why is that better than just hanging out with your neighbors and having a communal kind of attitude about making it all work together amongst yourselves, right? Pooling resources.
When the nuclear bombs start flying, I'm just going to sit in the lawn chair and hope one hits me.
Sit in the microcosm. We're number 5 on TalkStream Live.
Many days have faded away, and a time has passed. Those were memories that have been by so fast. I can't see you, I can't hear you, but I feel you.
That's off the Journey first title, MP. Next. When they were a 4-piece. Without that singer dude.
That would bend down.
Did they have the dung beetle logo?
Time is running out.
No. Rio, we did a show about this like 4 years ago. Remember?
Yep. Yep.
Remember this, Epic Journeyman? This song? Here.
Oh, Crack the World?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good show. That's a great show.
Yeah, all of a sudden it became a thing on TikTok recently, like in the last 3 months.
Are you kidding me?
No,
yeah,
I
we're so
swear
ahead
to
of our
God.
time, man. I'm
I
telling
swear to God. Here, listen, and it's because of what he says here. So he says, just around the corner, there's a change in design.
I wish I could walk away and dig what the preacher said, but those words don't satisfy me no more. There's a crack in the world. There's a crack in the world.
See, man, they were even making money off this shit in the music business.
Not only that, but the backwards in that was one of the best reverses Rio's done. It was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it absolutely was congruent.
Okay, listen, here's the 2025 reference. Here it comes.
Just 50 more years, we're all gonna know why, when, where, how, and who gets to go. So let's all have a good time before the great divide. 'Cause things will start separating come 2025. So look for the subtle clue.
Here's Blue Oyster Cult, astronomy. Most of you will be gone.
The clock strikes 12 and moondrops burst out at you from their hiding place. Like acid and oil on a madman's face as reason tends to fly away. Like lesser birds on the full winds, like silver scrapes in May. And now the sands become a crust. Most of you have gone away. Come Susie dear, let's take a walk. Just out.
So this is from 1976, live. Alright, listen. It's time for us to gee out. We'll be back tomorrow night with Shalivanata. Looks like we made it at least through another day on the East Coast and about to be another day here on the West Coast. It's time to say goodnight, fellas.
Hey, fellas. And gals.
Alright.
Good night, everybody.
Winds at the four winds bar, to those morning windows bar, one those are meant to take you in.
some killer guitar work coming up. Stay tuned for something great. It's Ground Zero Plus. It's Revolution Radio. It's the Independent Broadcast Network. See you next time. Stay safe.
It's the nexus of the crisis and the origin of storms. Just a place to witness the count of time that can't be.